What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today, baby. Ooh, baby, it's time for that Wednesday live stream, guys. We'll be on here talking about stuff for 1, 2, or 3 hours, whatever it ends up being. Usually on the Wednesday live streams, this is basically like a meeting format. You guys let us know what's going on with you, give us your updates, etc. We usually talk about Suboxone, Sublocade, Kratom, methadone, opiate addiction, recovery, anything like that. Alcohol we've been speaking about more often. So any of those things of interest to you, stop on by, say hello, smash the like button, drop some comments. This is a safe space, and we'll see you guys in just a few minutes. Let some people cruise in here. Smash the thumbs up, and let's get it going. Bye. everybody. Please say hello to Isabella, the Cinderella. She wants to say hello. Happy New Year to all you lovely ladies and gentlemen. She's in here for her snacky. In here for her snacky. In here for her snacky. That's a cute dog face. It's a cute dog face. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and let her get her snacky and get out of here. Go get to work on that, baby. She wanted to say hello. It's been a while since she's been on here to say hi to you guys. So how's everybody doing out there, guys? It's glad to see some people in here on a Wednesday live stream. Remember, guys, that we do these Wednesday live stream meetings every single Wednesday. And we have been doing that for 2 years now, I think. 2-3 hours a day. Every Wednesday, guys. Same time, same place. After the football season finishes, we will go back to the Sunday streams additionally. So we will have two live streams per week once the season ends. Once my Seahawks get punked out and the playoffs go through and eliminate themselves as well. So how's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Please say hello. Please smash the like. Let's go ahead and jump on into it, guys. Hopefully everybody had a happy holiday and a good new year. Let me go ahead and change this. You guys see the disclaimer scrolling across the bottom. I'll be sure and read that, which states that I am not a doctor and nothing on this channel is medical advice. So if you are struggling with addiction, please seek out your own medical professional, guys. Remember that this channel is for entertainment purposes only. Ha 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 ha. So please be sure and share with us your updates, guys, your goals, your setbacks, etc. We want to support you on your path to freedom. There are a lot of people on this channel who offer support. There are a lot of people who watch my channel who now have their own channels. So more support for you guys not to feel like you're so alone in your addiction / recovery. So awesome stuff. I'll go ahead and remove that. All right, let's get rid of the disclaimer, and I'm going to throw up the sponsors, the financial sponsors of this channel for the week. For the past 7 days, these are the folks who have contributed to the channel, so shout out to them. I will be sure and go ahead and thank them a little bit later in the stream. So does anybody have any updates? Does anybody have any updates? Please drop them in the comments section, and I'll be sure to go over them. And I don't want to get too far behind in the comments, so I'm going to go ahead and check in with you guys right now. So Kimmy coming through with the first comment of the day. Shout out to you, Kimmy. Good to see you, girl. She says, first, straddle the like button on your way in, darlings. Yes, please do so, guys. It does help let other people know we're in here chilling, chatting, and hanging out. I would appreciate you guys. Good to see you, Kimmy. Good to see you, girl. Tara T. I start calling her T. Tara is up in the house, says, hey, everyone. Hey, Kimmy. So Tara will be doing the piggyback stream today, guys. It looks like. Kevin, I'm going live after your stream today, just a heads up. So for you guys who are interested in the after party, be sure and check out Tara's channel. You see her name right there on the screen. Go check out her channel, subscribe to her channel. She's been really working hard over there. And so she likes to piggyback off the back end of like the live stream from here, right? So it's like, why not do that? So as soon as this stream is over, you'll see people go over to her channel. So make sure you guys go over there, subscribe to her channel, and show her some love as well. So good to see you been putting in that work, Tara and Kimmy. You ladies have been killing it with the YouTubes. Good to see. Megan in the house. What's up, Megan? Good to see you, girl. She says, afters at Tara's. Yes, afters at Tara's. Let's see. KG Smith in the house. Good to see you in here, KG. Hopefully you had a good vacation. Are you back at home yet, or what's up with that? How have things been going for you, KG? Let us know if there's any updates on your end, girl. Good to see you in here. Hey, Big Kev. What's up, KG? Kevin Boo Boo. KG Smith. Oh, Kingdom Within in the house. Good to see you in here, Kingdom. Shout out to my boy Kingdom Within. He made a video recently talking about Kratom and the withdrawal from Kratom. So Kingdom Within, if you guys, my normies in here, usually know that he mostly talks about religion and Christ on his channel, but recently he's been doing a couple videos about Kratom and what his experience has been with Kratom. So that was really awesome to see him branching out with talking about that on his channel. I think that's an awesome idea. And I think that him sharing his experience with Kratom can help a lot of people, right? Just spread more awareness, talk about it, because there's not really a lot of channels that do talk about that. So good to see Kingdom Within making videos about the Kratom. I'm right on time. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Let's see. Good to see other people talking about their goals and stuff on their channels. If you guys haven't seen, I put out a little short video yesterday talking about the 2024 No Alcohol Challenge. For those of you who... Huh? That's a weird conversation. Oh, wow. It's a dealership. For those of you who are interested in trying to go for the entirety of 2024 with not drinking any alcohol, be sure and go drop a comment with just your name and that you're interested in that challenge. And then we'll go ahead and review that video at the end of the year and see who made it and who did not. Also, guys, it doesn't just have to be alcohol on that. I'm actually going to probably be putting out a video with my goals for 2024. I don't know if I really want to call them resolutions or not. Something about that word doesn't really fit how I think about it. So I've been kind of thinking about the things that I'd like to change for 2024. And I will put out a video about that soon. Also, there will be a lot more short form videos coming out on this channel soon. I know that really helps grow channels. So for my folks out there who are getting into the YouTubes recently and they're new to it, make sure that you guys are doing short videos and also shorts, because that will bring a lot of eyes to your channel rather than just only doing live streams. If you guys are trying to build your channel, right, make sure that you're doing all three, right? Because if you only do live streams, it can really kind of hinder the growth of your channel. If you want to keep your channel small, then probably don't do shorts or shorter videos. But yeah, people, generally speaking, unless they're searching for something specific, they probably won't be able to find you unless it's in a short video. So something for you guys to think about. Oh, wow. I'm getting whoa, Brandon, there you are. So Brandon, I think you goofed up on that one, buddy, because I didn't get anything from that. So Brandon, he tried to book a Clarity call with me on clarity.fm, and I left you 2 messages, Brandon, and you never showed up at the time that you booked. They certainly didn't pay me a cent for that, so you should absolutely not have been billed anything for that because we never spoke. I left you 2 messages on there. You haven't wrote me back yet. So I don't know if you forgot to log into the clarity.fm website, but you should definitely have 2 emails from me. I was on there waiting for you for 15 minutes, but you never showed up. So I don't know if you had the time. Maybe the time was wrong on your end as far as like what time you thought we were going to be speaking, but I was definitely on there, and I sent you 2 messages on there. So go check your emails on there, brother. Hopefully, they definitely should not have charged you anything at all for that because we never even spoke. Slow-mo says, and speaking of that, guys, so if anybody does reach out to me through the clarity.fm link and they'd like to have a one-on-one chat with me, make sure that you guys take note of the time that we set up, because how it was on Brandon's call, it was like a few days out from when he requested it. So sometimes people can forget. Sometimes Clarity doesn't send out reminder emails. So make sure that once we establish a time and a date, that you guys set like an alarm in your phone to remind you, because sometimes Clarity doesn't even remind me and I have to remind myself. So just something for you guys to think about in the future. Let's see here. Slow-mo in the house. Slow-mo, how you doing with the Kratom, brother? Let us know if there's any updates on that. He says, much love. Everyone won't be here long. Just wanted to send some love. Good to see you in here, Slow-mo. Good to see you, brother. Yes, exactly what Kimmy said. Clarity doesn't charge a cent until after the call is complete. So there should be absolutely zero charges to you at all. But like I said, I was on there waiting for about 10-15 minutes and nobody showed. I'm not sure if maybe you misunderstood how it works, but when you book a time and date that works for you on Clarity, they provide you with a link that gives you a cell phone number to call that directly connects you to me. So make sure that you guys click on that link if that is something that you guys choose to do with the Clarity.fm. Balliot Brand, I'm not sure if I said your name right, but shout out to you coming through with a sponsor bomb a little bit earlier. Let's see, where is it? Looking forward to this. So we got the first sponsor bomb of today's live stream. Shout out to you, Balliot Brand. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Let's go ahead and fire up the sponsor jet for that $3.69 super chat, baby. Ooh, baby, showing love up in here, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you. Balliot Brand. Dropping love with the sponsor bomb. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Boom. Good to see some new people in here today, and thank you for that super chat. I really appreciate that, guys. So Balliot Brand says, Kimmy, let's see, having a hard time tapering down from 40 grams per day. Oh, so sounds like we've got some Kratom talk here, guys, from Balliot Brand. So hopefully you're still in here. Oh, I said it right. Perfect. Awesome. Good to see you're still in here. Sorry for the late response here, guys. You guys know that I'm usually always behind in the comments, but I will go through the comments one by one. And as long as I have enough time, I will touch on every comment you guys post. So Sunny is in the house. Let's see. Balliot Brand says, got notifications turned on and my schedule is clear this day. We'll turn to all future streams. Cheers from downtown Seattle. What? Go Hawks, go Hawks. That's my hometown right there, Seattle. That is awesome. Awesome stuff. I love these channels that talk about opiate addiction and what it's like versus stigmatizing it. Cute dog. Thank you, Izzy. Izzy is a sweet, sweet soul for sure. KG says hello, Izzy Lou. Izzers. That's some different names I've never thought of calling her. Izzers. Sunny is in the house. Good to see you in here, Sunny, my man. Ran Iam, I think, says my man. He's got some guns up in that photo. Look at them guns. Good to see you in here, Ran. Hopefully I said that right. Brandon says, y'all smash this like button, hit that subscribe button if you're new finding this live stream, and share it out. I appreciate that, Brandon. Good to see you in here, brother. Hopefully things are going well for you, my friend. Let's see. Holy hell, it's hard to quit. Body aches and the mental side of addiction is unlike any opiate and painkiller I've ever quit. Oh, so Balliot Brand is talking about Kratom. Says, just found your channel from your stream with Daniel with Veterans with Anxiety. Been on Kratom user heavily daily for 9 years and trying to get off. Wow, 9 years on Kratom. I think that might be the longest I've ever heard somebody talk about being on Kratom. So thank you for finding this channel and for sharing your experience with Kratom. What has been the highest dose that you've been up to? And I think Balliot said, let me scroll back down. Kind of bouncing around the comments, guys. Be patient with me. So says, having a hard time tapering down from 40 grams per day at 30 grams or roughly the past week and working through the withdrawal, making it my mission this year to quit. So I think that that's a great and realistic goal. If you're right around 30 or 40 grams, to definitely put that behind you before the year's over. Just don't rush it with the Kratom taper. 60 grams per day was your highest. Okay, cool. So I have heard of a lot worse than that. So that's good that you didn't go crazy with it. 30, 40, 50, 60 grams is a pretty decent, I guess you could call it addiction to Kratom. But it sounds like you realize that it's something that you'd like to put behind you, and hopefully that you have to taper that unless you're okay with suffering quite a bit, which I wouldn't recommend. I would definitely take the next, 3 or 6 months and just taper yourself off at the pace that works for you. You could or should be able to avoid most withdrawal symptoms by tapering. So if you're experiencing tapering, if you're experiencing withdrawal from tapering kratom, then you're probably just going too fast with the taper. Now, I understand not everybody wants to take, 3, 6, 12 months to taper off of kratom or Suboxone, but if you want to avoid the withdrawal on your way down, that's how you have to do it, is basically slow, right? Take your down. Like if I was at 40 grams a day of kratom, I would probably go down to 35 grams a day and chill there for, I don't know, a week or two until you felt totally fine with 35 grams a day, then proceed down to maybe 30 grams a day. Chill there for a week or two, make sure you're okay and everything's all right, then drop down to 25 or something like that, right? But if you're experiencing withdrawal and you're still on a decent dose of kratom, it's probably just because you're maybe rushing that a little bit too much. But props to you for sharing what you're going through and for talking about this. I really enjoy talking about things other than just Suboxone and Sublocade on this channel. You guys know we've been kind of talking a lot more about alcohol and kratom and methadone on this channel. So just bring different ideas to the channel and different experiences as well. So Kimmy has a great question, says, how often do you dose? And Kimmy varies each day, roughly 5 to 6 times per day. And that goes back to what I was talking about previously when I talked about kratom, guys, is kratom has a very short half-life, right? It's usually around 4 hours. And that's why a lot of people need to dose 5 to 6 times per day, is because it kicks in fast and it goes away fast, much like short-acting opiates, right? Just like Loratab, same thing, right? It kicks in fast and it goes away fast. So you have to keep redosing to keep yourself out of withdrawal. Depends on when the body starts aching. Yep, that goes exactly with the timeline of the half-life. I tried to delay my first dose after waking until the pain and the body aches get too severe, usually every 2 to 3 hours. So sounds like, yeah, so every 2 to 3 hours, that it sucks to have to be that tied to dosing, right? 5 or 6 times a day, that's something you're kind of having to give a lot of attention to your kratom addiction, right? And that can be kind of overwhelming for a lot of people. So I can understand why you would like to put that behind you. What was your history before kratom, if I could ask? What led you to kratom? So Kingdom says, appreciate the shout out, Kev. Absolutely. Yes. It was awesome to see you talking about that. It's definitely something that I don't think I've heard you really talk about much on your channel before. So it was cool to see you kind of branch out to that. So Tara said, or T, I'm gonna start talking. Is that okay if I call you T, Tara? I don't want you to get mad about me calling you T. Says update. I'm not sure I'm going to improve much more than ketamine treatment, but I'm psyched with the improvement that I have experienced. I'm so thankful. Well, you seem a lot happier to me, Tara, for sure. You really do. Like I was noticing that on your last live stream, that you just seem, I'm not sure if it's just because you're so happy with the YouTube stuff, or if it's just that, the ketamine stuff is just working that great for you, or if it's a combination of all the above. But you do definitely seem like there's a new glow about you. And I'm sure others can see that as well. So we're really happy that you're doing well and you're doing great with your channel as well. So just keep doing what you're doing, girl. Bally, it says, if I could have gone back to when I was 18 and never touched the kratom, I would have. Crazy how opiates and other things can change your brain chemistry. Yes, seriously, absolutely. Yeah, especially when it goes on many years of having to take a substance, right? It can kind of wear out its welcome, so to say. Tim Cotter earlier says, I am still just taking 1/4 of a sub per day. That is awesome. That's a great dose. Hopefully things are going well for you at that low dose of Suboxone. So KG says, I'm home. Day 8 of the Butrans patch dose change. Had 1 day with a little anxiety. Other than that, it's been tolerable. No RLS, thank God. Yeah, I love to hear that. I love to hear that. The RLS is the worst. So it sounds like you're fully, your body's fully adjusted to the new dose, it sounds like. So good job, KG. I'm glad to hear that that's been a smooth transition. KG is kind of front running the Butrans stuff, right? Because nobody else out there right now is really talking about Butrans. So we're going to see how that works for her. And it's been working great for her so far. and we're really excited to get some more information and share her experience, because it's, in my opinion, it's a great option, a great tool that other people can use. And it's something that's affordable for the most part when comparing it to things like Sublocade, right? So it's awesome to hear that she's making progress with her Butrans experience. You guys know I got the egg white protein shake here. Shout out to the egg white crew if y'all remember us talking about that. Tara, is there a ceiling with ketamine? Bally, it says sober from alcohol since May 1st of 2022 was such a great choice. Absolutely, yes. Congratulations on that. Yeah, if you guys struggle with alcohol addiction and you were able to put that behind you, then you should really pat yourself on the back, because there are so many people who do struggle with an addiction to alcohol, right? Or an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. And shout out to Brandon coming through with a $10 super chat on the Cash App. Showing love up in here. He says, for live stream support. I appreciate that, Brandon. Good to see you in here, as I mentioned earlier. Let's fire up the sponsor jet for Brandon showing love with the Cash App, baby. Ooh, baby. Sponsor bomb coming through, baby. Dropping bombs. Boom. Sponsor bomb showing up. I appreciate the love, Brandon S. Good to see you in here, my friend. We got 21 people in here, guys. Please smash the like button. Let me go ahead and check and see how many likes we have on this. The like button is crucial to let others know we're in here talking about this stuff, guys. So please, please, please smash the like button. It looks like we're at 15 likes on this video. I know we can get that baby to 20. So if everyone could reach right down and smash the thing that looks like this big thumb right here, I would appreciate you guys so much. Remember, guys, that the likes are free, baby. Continuing on with the comments. And I do appreciate everybody who is keeping the conversation going. And I appreciate you guys having patience with me, knowing that I am always behind in the comments. I'm sure that that's kind of frustrating in a way, but it's because I do not like the dead air, guys. Slow-mo says 18 days off Suboxone on 4 grams of kratom a day for now. That is awesome, awesome stuff. Yeah, that's a really low dose of kratom, my friend. And I really hope that you're feeling great and things are going smooth for you. Let's see here. Tara, why don't you feel you could improve further? Meg says, I'm interested in that challenge, KFK. Meg, make sure you go post on that video. I just posted it yesterday. It's a really short video. I think it's like a 4-minute video. So Tim says, I last relapsed and drank in 2017. I haven't had a drink since. So that's actually interesting, because 2017 was one of the biggest changing years of my life as well. That is when I put my opiate addiction behind me, and that's when I found and got on Suboxone prescribed from a doctor. And that was a life-changing event for me, because until then I was getting Suboxone not from a doctor, and I kept running out. So I had to keep going back to my oxy addiction. I was flip-flopping is what I called it. So as soon as I actually did it right and went and got my medication prescribed by a doctor, that was a life-changing event, and that got me to move on from my oxy addiction back in 2017. It's interesting to think back on those days, because it really wasn't that long ago, but it was, right? 2017, that's what, 8 years, something like that, 7 years. That's a long time ago, but it feels like it wasn't too long ago. So very interesting to think how different my life was in 2017. KG says, Mo, what symptoms did you experience when you stopped, if any? Does kratom keep withdrawal away totally? So I think I'm excited to see what he says about that. But for me, in my experience, and what I've seen other people do, it seems like kratom can keep somewhere. For me, this is how it was for me, right? And remember, guys, I came off of Suboxone at about 0.5 milligram. And I think I jumped on kratom at about, what was it? Somewhere around 7 to 10 grams a day. And it seems like it took away about 80% of the withdrawals. that's just a rough guess and me remembering back what it was like for me. But obviously, it's going to be different for everybody. Everyone else's experience is going to be different. Um, but like I remember when I saw these are two people that I'll never forget when they tried to do the kratom to get off Suboxone thing. Rock and Roberta, I'll never forget. She was walking on the beach, just having a good old time when she should have been in Suboxone withdrawal. But I was like, something don't seem right. Why is she so? It's so easy and she's so happy and she's just out there walking up and down the beach. And it's because she was taking a good amount of kratom, right? Like scoops of kratom. She wasn't measuring the kratom. She didn't know back then that it could be a trap if you let it, right? Also, Joe did the same thing. He got off Suboxone, a pretty high dose. I think it was like 4 milligrams. And he was taking a lot of kratom per day. Like probably, if I had to guess, probably 50 grams a day or something like that, right? And he was like, yeah, I'm totally fine. I'm totally killing this right now. And like just seeing situations like that is the main reason why we try to give you warnings when it comes to trying this. We try to refer to people who did it successfully, like Sonny, like Marky, right? People who taper themselves down to a really low dose of Suboxone, typically half of a milligram or less, and then they transition over to a very closely monitored dose of kratom and try to only take kratom for, some people have said to just do it for a week. And I don't know how that would really be possible. That would be very hard to only take kratom for a week to get off of Suboxone, but I think some people have actually done that. So as long as you're just careful and you're monitoring your dose and you're tracking your dose to watch out for things to go off course, right? Because you don't want to, likely you don't want to switch one thing out for another. So, but I think kratom should be looked at as a possible something to help people get off of Suboxone. Obviously, kratom is much better than being on street drugs like fentanyl. That's not even debatable at this point. There's no way you could tell me that taking kratom is worse than taking fentanyl. That's not even close, right? So I think kratom definitely has some awesome uses as long as you proceed with caution, right? And let's see, where am I at in the comments here? So Ashley says, I'm off Sublocade. Let's see, off Sublocade, back on subs. Taking 8 milligrams a day. I feel great in the shower. I feel fresh. What? And I love people now. I have no anxiety, just panics on occasion. I love you, Mom. Thank you. I know this is a ghost chat, but I'm a little confused on that one. But it sounds like Ashley maybe was... So Ashley, did you go from Suboxone to Sublocade back to Suboxone? Is that kind of what she's trying to say there? She feels fresh in the shower. I feel fresh and I love people now. Very interesting comment. 60 grams a day was my highest. Slomo says, I went through all the withdrawals, KG. I didn't really take the kratom until the worst physical withdrawals went away. Took about a week and a half to get over the RLS, hot and cold sweats, etc. What dose did you jump from? So, Brandon, I did get that Cashapp. Thank you, brother. I appreciate the love, my friend. Thank you. Hopefully you're doing well, Brandon. Let us know if there's any updates that you'd like to share with the group. Marky Rizzo made it. What's up, Marky Rizzo? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Slow-mo jumped from 1/4 of 1 milligram. I like it when you call me T. All right, I'm going to keep doing it then. Say my name. Hello, everyone. Mikey, what's up, Mikey? Mikey let us know recently that he got back on Subutex, and it seems to be working really well for him. So good to see you in here, Mikey. Mikey, I really need your Bears to pull a miracle and beat the Packers for my Seahawks next week. Could you make that happen, please? Them Bears been heating up over there, so that's good to see. I really hope they can beat the Packers for us so we can have a chance at getting in the playoffs. That's the only way we can possibly get in the playoffs. Playoffs? You kidding me? Don't talk about playoffs. You guys remember that commercial? Playoffs? You kidding me? That shit was hilarious. With a Vision in the house, says Happy New Year, Kev. Hope you have a great year, bro. Hey, good to see you in here with a Vision. Good to see you, my friend. Let's see here. Scrolling. Keep these doggies scrolling. Currently dealing with depression, some slight anxiety, and ramifications of sweeping my crap under the rug. Yeah, I know what that feels like, my friend. Oh, Mikey coming through with a $3 super sticker, showing love with the super chat. Shout out to you, Mikey. Let's go ahead and fire up the jet here, baby. Ooh, baby. Showing love with the super sticker, baby. Mikey showing love to the channel once again. Shout out to you, Mikey. Whoa. There was a delay on that one. I appreciate that super sticker, Mikey. Thank you, my friend. Glad to see that you are doing good with the Subutex, brother. Good to see. Hopefully you're getting some relief from that as well, obviously, is I believe why you're taking it, right? Where am I at? Oh, we got another sponsor bomb coming through. KG Smith dropping love with the sponsor bomb. You know we got to fire up the jet loud for this one. She shows love with a $50 super chat. Sorry, Cash App donation. It's going to be loud, guys. Sorry about that. Oh, shit. Dropping bombs up in here. KG Smith. Oh. RIP to your speakers. And right behind that, we got Kimmy B showing love, as always, with a $30 super chat. Says, love you, boo-boo. Well, we love you too, Kimmy B. Thank you for that donation as well. You guys are showing love to the channel today, and we're going to fire up another sponsor jet. Let's go. Kimmy B. Baby. Woo-wee. Them jets get loud up in here. Oh. Speaking of those ladies, it is probably a perfect chance for me to go ahead and thank the sponsors of the last 7 days, people who financially support this channel. I appreciate you guys so much. You see their names scrolling across the bottom of the channel, and it says, shout out to the sponsors of the week. Kimmy B and Pro Tools Fanatic showed massive love with a $100 Cash App donation on the last Wednesday live stream. Thank you to the both of you for being the sponsors of the week, baby. Also, we had KG Smith showing some massive love on the Cash App. As always, shout out to you, KG Smith, for that donation last week. Also, Falcons Cloud. Mama Cindy came through on the replay crew. Shout out to you, Mama Cindy. I appreciate that. And also, Marky Rizzo, as always, showing love to the channel, guys. Your donations are what make it possible for this channel to grow. You guys know YouTube does nothing for channels like this, so I appreciate everybody in the past, in the present, and in the future who are in the position and you do show love to this channel. Financially, you guys are what keeps this channel going and growing. So thank you. My babies. And we are up in here for 47 minutes today, guys. I wanted to, in just a moment, take a quick trip down memory lane. But before I do, you guys need to also know, if you've been living under the tree on this channel and you guys haven't seen yet, Kimmy B has her own YouTube channel, and there she is, Kimmy's Playhouse, guys. I was over there chatting and chilling on the live stream last night. She does live streams every Tuesday and every Thursday, guys. So you will find a lot of people from this channel over there on her channel, and she discusses things not just about addiction like I do, but she discusses all sorts of different things. So make sure that you go check out her channel, subscribe to her channel, and we'll see you over there on her channel sometime soon. So shout out to you, Kimmy B. I appreciate the love, girl. Also, I just wanted to say, as we're on the topic of sponsors for the channel, super shout out to KG Smith and Kimmy B. They are the sponsors of the year for 2023. Those ladies were consistently showing massive love to this channel, And I really, really fucking appreciate the both of you ladies for showing so much love to this channel, Kicking Addiction, for the year of 2023. Also, something I wanted to note was a shout out to Marky Rizzo. I believe he has been the most loyal person to this channel. I can't think of anybody else on this channel who I have consistently seen in my live streams every freaking week, just about. Ever since I started doing live streams, Marky Rizzo, you are the man, and I appreciate you showing up almost every week and monitoring the chat and dropping people's links. I really do appreciate you, Marky Rizzo. Also, he's been showing love via the Cashapp ever since we started even making that an option. So shout out to you, Marky Rizzo. He is the loyal, he's the most loyal person to this channel I think that I've seen in the entirety of this channel. So he has been here. He hasn't gone missing for a few months at a time. He's been here almost each and every freaking week. So I really do appreciate the love. Marky Rizzo, you my boy. You my boy, Blue. You my boy. Get me a little emotional over here. All right, let's get back to some comments here, guys. I just wanted to shout out those specific people because they have been really close to this channel, and it does mean a lot to me, guys. Oh, what the hell did I do there? I hit something. Okay. I'm getting way behind in the comments, guys. Be patient with me. Here we are. Here we are. So I'm currently about 20 minutes behind in the comments, guys. Be patient with me. Be patient with your boy. Oh, wow. I can't believe I still have that thing up on the screen. So as I just mentioned, the sponsor, guys, I'm just going to go ahead and leave this up on the screen. If you value this channel and you'd like to show your support, you can do so at the Venmo or the Cash App links that are on the screen now, or the super chat or super sticker on the live or the replay crew works as well. Back to the comments we go. Sorry for the delay on that, guys. I just wanted to shout a few people out real quick since we were on the topic of sponsor bombs. He says, screw them Packers, Brandon says. Yeah, I've had a hard time with the Packers over the years. They have really done some damage to my Seahawks. So it is what it is, right? We've always had to kind of fight with them for the playoff spots. So they've always been good competition for us. Mikey says, I hope 2024 is a better year. Yes, I hope so too, my friend. I hope so too. Where did the comments go? Oh, there it is. Wait, what's going on here? All right, there we are. I was lost there for a moment. I appreciate the advice on not rushing the taper. Thank you. Yeah, if I may recommend, check in with us every week because you'll have people in here supporting you and cheering you on as you go with your taper, right? Because you can find a lot of support, and not just here on my channel, but checking out the other channels that I've been talking about, because you know, it really helps when people are kind of rooting you on as you go, right? As far as with your taper goes, it makes, you know, it's like having, it's something cool that you can look forward to every week to come on and tell us, hey, like I improved on this thing that I'm really working on. Because we all know that it's not easy to taper yourself off of Suboxone. It's not easy to taper yourself off of kratom or opiates or whatever else it is, methadone, right? It's hard work, and a lot of times people who are going through that, they're not talking to people in their real life about what they're going through. A lot of people are ashamed that to tell people that they're addicted to kratom or that they're addicted to Suboxone or whatever it is that you're taking. It could be alcohol or whatever it is, guys, right? So a lot of people are afraid of being judged by their peers. And so this is a place where you can come every week and share your updates with us, whether they're in the right direction or in the wrong direction. We can try to help keep you, cheering you on, right? So to say. I love the sponsor bomb sound effect. Dropping bombs. So Mikey says, I'm getting Mind Bloom ketamine at home. What's Mind Bloom? Your insight is a strength, Slow-Mo. I used to have way more garbage under my rug than I used to. Have way more garbage under my rug than journaling and working with my therapist has really helped me clear out the junk. Still working on it though. I thought I heard Izzy creeping up in here. Oh boy. Sorry, win Bears, lose Packers are in. Yeah, the Bears are definitely heating up right now. It's pretty cool to see that. I really hope Seattle gets rid of Pete Carroll because he is just not doing well with our team. He needs to retire. Just a quick side note, guys. We still have 20 people in here hanging out on the Wednesday live stream. We've been going for 54 minutes now. We've got 18 likes on the video. I know we can get that baby over 20. So if you haven't yet done so, guys, please smash the like. I appreciate you if you could do so. It lets other people know we're in here hanging out. People that need support, they can find the support here on this channel. So please smash the like if you guys can. Back to the comments we go, continuing. So I'm looking into ketamine for my severe PTSD, MDMA, and psilocybin. I always have a weird time saying that. Psilocybin have been tremendously beneficial for it. Is ketamine pretty good? Question mark. I want to try it for the dissociative effect. I'm sure others have responded to him about that. I don't have experience with ketamine, so I can't say, but I know there are a few people in the chat who do have experience with ketamine now. So it's also great to see that there are people like Mikey and there are people like T that are having experience with ketamine, right? Because there's not a lot of people that we've had on the channel that haven't spoken about their experience with that, right? So, Keith James, good to see you, Keith, says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, brother. Says, coming up on a month since my last 100 milligram shot, Sublocade. I went back to work today after a long break and felt a little clammy for a few minutes, but it dissipated and I'm feeling much better. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear. Yeah, you might have some bumps here and there. Just try to let them cruise through if you can, my friend. Good to see you, Keith. Thanks for the update, brother. Marky posted a link to Kimmy's channel, so shout out to you. Thanks for doing that, Marky. Balliot says, I just subbed to her now. Thanks for the recommendation. Yes, awesome. I'm glad to see that. I think she's up to, let me look. Let me refresh this. 220, should be 7 now. Where you at, girl? Yep, 227 subscribers over there on Kimmy's channel, so that's awesome to see. So you did, in fact, sub. I just verified. Marky the man. Marky the MVP. Yes, Marky the MVP for sure. Most loyal homie for sure. Yes. Yep. And Marky's been on the channel, what, 2 or 3 times? So it's been a pleasure having him in this crowd, you know. And there's been plenty of, he says, stop. There's been plenty of times where we've had disagreements, right? And it doesn't matter. We still continue forward for the greater good of this channel and this community, right? There's always going to be people who you have disagreements with on certain things, guys. That's totally okay. The thing is that we remain supportive and we remain open-minded and we continue forward helping others however we can do so, right? So thank you once again, Marky, for hanging around this channel for so long. I know that you spent a lot of hours on this live stream with us over the years. So shout out to you, brother. Mama Deb was right there with him too, but she upgraded and rolled out. She got off Suboxone and she's just out there living her life now. We definitely miss Mama Deb around here, but we have had a lot of new people find this channel. So it's been cool to see, you know, some people cycle out and go on and live their life and then see some new people come in. So, as always, guys, if you know somebody in your personal life that could benefit from a support system like this channel, like the channels I've mentioned in here, please, guys, send this link out to them and tell them to come hang out on the Wednesday live streams, because the more the merrier, right? Why not? Your emotions keep me here, Kev. I was just thinking when I was bawling, when I was talking about Luke. Do you guys remember when I was on here bawling like a little baby? I was so embarrassed when I did that. I was a freaking ball bag. Speaking of Luke, I was asking Kimmy yesterday. She hasn't seen a obituary for him yet, guys. He's been passed away for what, 2 months now, guys? Is there still no obituary for Luke? I'm about to make one here on YouTube. Does anybody know if there's an obituary for Luke? If so, please post it in the comments, because that's not cool. That's not cool, man. Why would you not have an obituary? I don't get that. I love the support in this community. Yes, this is a great community. I'm glad you found it, my friend. I'm glad you found it. And we look forward to hearing your updates with Kratom. Just kind of pace yourself and remember that it's slow and steady, not a race. It's not a race to get off, right? You didn't get into your Kratom addiction overnight, so you shouldn't try to get out of it overnight. I know everybody wants the rush, right? And you want to get off and move on with your life, but you just got to be patient with yourself, especially when it comes to this, because it is hard, right? It's hard to taper off. And the lower you get, this is with any substance, guys, the lower you get, the harder it's going to be. So make sure that you really pace yourself, especially when you get down below, like probably below the 10 gram mark. Really slow down the taper. And with Suboxone, it's right around the 2 milligram and under mark. You really got to slow down your taper, guys, if you guys are doing a taper with Suboxone. There's some, I'll make a video about this, but I recently read Matthew Perry's book, and he had some information that I highly disagree with, and I'm going to make a video on it. And he's basically talking, I'll just have to wait. You guys will have to watch for the video, but the guy spent $9 million on rehabs and talking to doctors, and the way that he was talking about getting off of Suboxone and using Suboxone, I was like, how has he never came across channels like ours that deep dive into getting off of Suboxone, right? And how are the ideas that he had? Like it sounds like something that's like from the early 2000s, tapering off of Suboxone the way he talks about it. I'm like, dude, no, that is so unrealistic. So I'm going to make a video about it soon, guys. It's just sad to see that somebody who was so rich and famous couldn't really get the right information when it comes to getting off of Suboxone and how to use Suboxone, right? Very like old school thinking. I was just shocked when I heard him talk about this. He refers to Suboxone as only to be used as a detox med. What? Never to be used for more than 7 days. What? No. It doesn't work like that, my friend. And there's other things that were way off too with that, but I'll make videos about that, guys. I've already got like kind of the idea about how I'm going to talk about those videos. But I made a bunch of videos yesterday, so they will be coming out slowly to the channel, the shorter videos. So keep an eye open for the shorter videos, guys. I know not everybody wants to hop on a 3-hour live stream and just shoot the shit like we do, but I love to see that my OGs are always here every single week. Speaking of the OGs, you know who I was thinking about we haven't seen for a while? Siobhan. Where the hell is Siobhan at? Has anybody talked to Siobhan? She was up in here all the time, and she just kind of rolled out. Siobhan, where are you at, girl? Where are you at? Let's see here. All right, back to the comments, guys. How far? I'm really not too far behind here today, so that's good. Not as far as I usually am. Ketamine is helping me tremendously with PTSD and severe depression. It's giving me the ability to work through trauma and my rock star therapist. Critical in my recovery process. So sounds like she's having really good experience with her ketamine treatment for sure. And she's doing that. She's doing ketamine not on her own in a hot tub, right? With an unregulated dose. She's doing it the right way. She's getting it in a medical setting, and she's being monitored, right, and observed. And she's not taking that as she's relaxing in a hot tub. So it's a totally different thing that they're talking about with that, right? That I'm talking about with that. Living Country, like that name, says, got my 100 milligram Sublocade shot on the 29th, and I'm doing great. That is awesome. Awesome stuff. Are you the one that you and your wife both got at? Was that you? I can't remember who that was. But I'm glad you're doing great, my friend. I'm pretty sure that might be you and your wife. Did you guys both get the 100 milligram shot? Falcons Cloud, what's up, Falcons Cloud? Good to see you in here. Says yes. Yes, what? Yes, what, Falcons Cloud? Wait. Now I'm confused. Falcons Cloud, are you the one that bounces around on all the different that has all the different channels. So are you live in country, or is that the same person? Oh, okay, okay. So that was you and your wife, right? That both got the 100 milligram Sublocade shot. I thought that was what it was. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. Let us know if that's you and your wife. How's your wife doing with things? So Falcons Cloud has like 4 different channels. Oh, it's your wife's channel. Okay, gotcha. Good to know. Good to know. So how's your wife doing with it too? Have you guys both been able to drop the oral dosing? Are you guys good to go from there? How has that been? How has it been to release the oral addiction to Suboxone? How's that been working for you? She's doing great. That's awesome. So both of you are doing great. It sounds like on your first 100 milligram shot of Sublocade. That makes me happy to hear that, guys. No complications or issues at all. Nothing. No problems. Wow, guys. Him and his wife. Did you guys hear that? Him and his wife both went from, if I can remember right, it was 1 milligram of Suboxone to the 100 milligram Sublocade shot. Falcons Cloud, can you let us know how was the transition? Was it like, did you guys get the rush feeling like it was too strong, or was it just perfect? How was the transition? I'm wondering if you guys got that overwhelming medication feeling like some people get the first day or two. So Balliot says, that is great feedback. Thank you. Sounds great. I sub to the other channels and I will be back in each week to update. Thank you. Yeah. All right. So I appreciate you guys showing love to my my fellow YouTube creators channels. I appreciate you guys showing love and going and supporting them on their channel and their mission as well, guys, because like I said before, all boats rise together. We want to bring all these channels that talk about this stuff. We want to bring all these channels up, right? We want to offer support to you guys, and we want to have open discussions about what worked and what didn't work in your recovery. So there's the comment from Falcons Cloud. How long did you live in Seattle for? I was born in Federal Way and grew up in Maple Valley, moved to downtown Seattle after meeting my girlfriend. I was there until I was, I don't know, 10 or 11 years old. Are you a Seahawks fan? I would imagine you are if you live up there. Looks like I'm catching up to you guys in the comments faster than you guys are getting away from me. Kevin, mine is a at-home ketamine. So how does that work, Mikey? Did you get that prescribed? I'm assuming your doctor prescribed that to you. How does that work? Let me think. Because Mikey, what other medications are you on? And did your doctor, the same doctor prescribed you ketamine, is the same doctor that gave you Subutex? Just be careful with doing all the medications in the same day and stuff, Mikey, because if you take a high dose of ketamine, if you're not used to it, it can slow your breathing, right? And so can Subutex as well. And I don't know if you have other medications on top of those, but just be careful, my friend. Be careful. I did 2 infusions. I think ketamine helps. Yeah, I remember you talking about ketamine before, Mikey. Yeah, so KG's reading my mind right there. Yep, Savon. That's so funny. I literally just thought about Savon too, and so KG said the same thing. Yeah, has anybody heard from Savon? Hopefully she's doing okay. She been gone for a while. Thank you for the support system. I have no one in my family nor a girlfriend that can relate to this addiction. Yes. That's exactly what this channel and other channels are for. That exact thing you just mentioned right there. We will be here for you every week. You were not a baby. I felt the same, Kev. Hugs. Yeah, Meg. I always saw you on Luke's channel, on Luke's lives. I noticed you were a big supporter of his. So yeah, a lot of us miss watching his updates, right? it was entertaining to watch because he was just like always on the move, always trying something different, right? No, KG, her channel is gone. She deleted her channel. I know she kind of, she was gung-ho and saying she was going to start doing a lot of videos, and I know a lot of people think that at first until they start doing it and they're like, screw this. So it's always good to see when people, when they want to do a YouTube channel and they actually keep going with it, because so many times it's such a long, slow process to build a YouTube community that a lot of people just are like, screw this, I'm done. And it's a lot of work too, right? So Mikey says it helps with OCD, PTSD, addiction, depression, and anxiety, everyone. So he's talking about ketamine. I was just thinking about Savon today. I haven't heard from her. I hope she's okay. Yeah, hopefully she's doing all right. Slow-mo says, much love, everyone. I'm out. All right, Slow-mo. Have a good day. Thanks for the update on the Kratom, brother. My chocolate milk is getting a little warm here. We've been going for an hour and 10 minutes, guys. We still have 17 people in here hanging out. Please smash the like button if you haven't yet. Hopefully we got the likes to over 20. I'm going to go ahead and refresh and check on that. We need the likes to let others know we're in here, guys. It definitely helps everybody else know we're in here chilling. So we're at 21 likes. I appreciate you guys that have smashed the like button. If you haven't yet done so, let's get that baby to 25. I know we could do it. I know we could do it. Whoa, that was wild. The comments about Savon came up in the chat before you said it out loud, Kevin. Yes, that's tripping me out a little bit for sure. I'm not going to lie. That is tripping me out. Brandon says, smash the like. Yes, please. Please do so, guys. Great point, Kevin. I'm receiving ketamine treatment in a clinical setting with a medical professional. Way different than recreational use or getting it off the street. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I know, Tara, I was like, is that ESP or what? I've been having some weird stuff like that happen for sure. Like, I haven't talked to my uncle for a long time, and I was literally just thinking about him the other day when the Dolphins are his team, and they were on. I was just like kind of thinking about him and like childhood memories, and he hit me up later that night on Facebook and sent me a message, and I was like, wow, that's a trip. Like, I don't ever use Facebook, so just to see him send me a message on there, it was kind of a trip. I was like, dude, I was just thinking about you. And we haven't talked for like a year. So Brandon says, I'm back on subs now. Okay, cool. What dose are you on, Brandon? How are you feeling about that? How are you feeling on subs? Let us know how that's working for you, brother. Yeah, guys, sometimes people, so Brandon tried Sublocade. I just got a tip from a Uber drive. I had a tip come through like 3 weeks after. You guys still there? I had a tip come through like 3 weeks after I did an Uber drive. That was like, what? That's crazy. Let's see. Let me check on this real quick. I'll do that another time. Sorry, guys. I'm like looking at weird stuff here. So yeah, what dose are you on with the Suboxone, Brandon? So yeah, guys, so Brandon tried Sublocade. He was on it for a while and it was working well for him. And for whatever reason, he relapsed, right? And so now he's back on Suboxone, and that's okay. Sometimes, like last week, Callie Love was talking about how she missed the fillings that she got from her Suboxone because she's on Sublocade now too. And that is something that you guys definitely need to know if you're ready to let go of that. Whatever the feeling is you get from Suboxone, it goes away once you're on Sublocade. So you have to know, and it's a very important thing that you must know. Otherwise, you might be let down with Sublocade, right? If you like the feelings that you get from your Suboxone, then you probably should just stay on it if you're not ready to let that go. So I don't know why I brought that up, but sometimes people need to go back to Suboxone for whatever reason, and that's totally okay. Suboxone isn't going anywhere, guys. It's going to be here for years to come. And so if you're worried about getting on Sublocade and it just doesn't work for you for whatever reason, have no fear. Suboxone will still be there. So Brandon says, I stopped getting the shots. So did you have a relapse or two, right? Isn't that what happened, Brandon? When's the last time you relapsed? If you could let us know, Brandon. So Mikey says I got ketamine, all pharma with one infusion. I got rid of every pharma. I can't for in-home ketamine cost $400 every month. 3 months, Kevin. Damn, 400 a month. So Falcons said the transition was really easy. He just felt normal. So that's that's like the perfect scenario, right? To not feel like Sublocade is too much or it's not enough. He just felt normal, and that's exactly what I tried to preach to you guys who are considering getting Sublocade. Is that's how you feel? Is just steady, right? Because that's how the medication works. It's different than the sublingual Suboxone where it kicks in and then it falls off throughout the day, right? I know I've said these things many times, but it's still very important for me to continue repeating myself because there are a lot of new people thinking about getting Sublocade, and they need to know that before they get Sublocade, you have to be ready to give up the feelings you get from Suboxone. I'm getting my last shot tomorrow. It's been 10 weeks since my last one. I know you said you were having mood and sleep issues since your last shot. Has that gotten any better? So I'm not actually making an update about Sublocade here soon with a vision, so watch for that. I'll make an update video on that soon, my friend. Thank you for sharing that with us. How are you feeling now, Brandon? Justin says, what's up, y'all? Happy New Year. Justin, good to see you, buddy. How's the pregnancy coming along? Brandon says, I'll let you know if something happens. He says, I'm okay. So KG says, what's up, Justin? How big is our baby now? Gotta be getting pretty big. Let's see here. Balliot says, I'm not a huge sports fan in general, but definitely have been to a handful of games and prefer home teams over others. Yeah, it's always fun to go to a sports event games, right? That energy that you get off of the crowd, it's freaking cool. The head of a cauliflower, 99th percentile of all cauliflower, laugh out loud. It's been a while, Justin says. Falcon says, can bupe mess with your breathing? Question mark. Seems like ever since I've been on it, I had problems breathing at night. What? Okay. So what do you mean? What do you mean by that exactly? Breathing? Like, is your breathing slowed? Have you checked your vitals, Falcon's Cloud? If you can, check your vitals and make sure, because remember how I was telling you that going from 1 milligram of Suboxone to the 100 milligram shot of Sublocade is raising your bupe levels, right? So I wonder if it's something like that going on, like it's a little too strong for your system. Is your wife having similar issues like that? Like, give me more information on specifically what type of breathing problems you have. Another thing to consider is, oh, this was before the shots. Okay. So, the first thing that would come to mind is if you're on a high dose of bupe, it can, what do they call it? Slow your breathing, right? Make your breathing more shallow, slow your heart rate. But you weren't really on a high dose, so I wouldn't think that. How about constipation? Because there have been many times in my Suboxone career, we'll call it, that I have been backed up, and it makes it hard to breathe at night because your stomach is so full of poo, right? You got some poo in your guts that you got to get out. Your stomach is just like, it doesn't have the room to breathe that it needs. So is that something? Do you suffer from constipation? If so, I think that could possibly be what's going on with you. But remember, guys, I'm not a doctor. I'm just thinking about things that I've experienced. Something for you people who are on Suboxone or Kratom or Methadone to think about. If your stomach is always feeling full and you're not getting enough poo out every day, You need to stay up on your constipation, however you got to do that, whether that's to go to a liquid diet for a few days to clear things out, or to take some supplements from the doctor or over the counter, or to drink a gallon of water a day, or to go for a 10-mile run every day. Whatever you got to do to have a successful big bowel movement to clear your guts out so you can breathe better and you don't have stomach aches and you're not gassy all the time. Things to think about. Oh, okay. So yeah, so he says bowel movements have been pretty normal. I do have horrible sleep apnea. So, yes. Sleep apnea is definitely going to mess up your breathing at night. I have to use those nose things that pry your nose open because I have a deviated septum. So this side of my nose is like pretty much all the way blocked off. So oftentimes, if I don't have that on, the little nose things, even sometimes with that, sometimes I still have a hard time breathing at night. So you can either use those or you can get one of those CPAPs if you want to try that. Do you do a CPAP or no? You got a deviated septum too, yeah. I mean, in the perfect world, you could have that surgery to have that corrected, right? But I know that that's a kind of a serious thing, and it's expensive too. You got the CPAP, so you have problems breathing even with the CPAP. Are you severely overweight? Do you take other medications that could slow your breathing? Have you tried learning to sleep elevated like I've talked about in the past? That fixed my sleep apnea just doing that. I don't have to do a CPAP. No, I'm a beast. What's your height and your weight and your body fat percent? Guess. But I mean, if you just go off of this message that he says, it is a thing, guys, that bupe or Suboxone, it can have an impact on your breathing. So something to think about and to be aware of, but especially if you have sleep apnea on top of that, right? Laugh out loud. Yeah, a little overweight. So yeah, if you're overweight, that can definitely make sleep apnea worse. That's one of the main reasons people get sleep apnea, but also obviously a deviated septum. And then you also throw medications that can impact your breathing on top of that. So it's like you just have to do all these things, anything possible to help yourself breathe as good as you can. So it sounds like Brandon is going live after Tara. So maybe Tara can throw the piggyback to Brandon when she goes off, because Brandon, you gonna talk about your Suboxone, or what are you planning on talking about tonight, or just shooting the shit? So Brandon also has a YouTube channel, guys. As you see his name on there, Brandon's Recovery is how you can find him. I've heard many who developed sub-induced sleep apnea, Falcon. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it could definitely slow your breathing down. Specifically, the higher the dose, right? The higher the dose, the more chances you could have having sleep issues or breathing issues, right? Same with kratom. If you're on a high dose of kratom, it can definitely slow your breathing down at night. Same with painkillers, fentanyl, all that stuff too. It can all do the same thing. Tag team back again. Loverton, what's up? Says, hey everyone, I'm in meetings, so popping in and out. Good to see you in here, Loverton. Thanks for showing up and saying hello. Good to see you got a profile picture up. Justin says, listening while driving home. Hope y'all had a great Christmas and New Year's. Good to hear you again, Big Kev. For sure, Justin. Good to see you stopping by and saying hello, my friend. I did contact a doctor in my area for a Sublocade shot. Awesome. I remember us talking about that recently. What did they say? Have you spoke to your insurance to make sure that they do cover that? Remember, guys, if you're considering Sublocade, that first step is to speak to your insurance to be sure that they will cover that. And if not, how much of that do you have to be reliable for? Because that's a big thing when considering Sublocade, is who's going to pay for it, because it is very expensive. Funny how that works. Serendipity of the timing. They're going to call me for an appointment, and I'm pretty excited. I've been on 2 milligrams of subs for 8 years. So yeah, I'll be interested to hear what dose they put you on. From everything that I've experienced and researched, if you're down to 2 milligrams of Suboxone, they're likely either going to try to tell you to raise your dose of Suboxone before you get on Sublocade, or they're going to maybe start you off with a lower shot, somewhere probably around 100 milligrams. But hopefully they don't put you on the 300 milligram shot from 2 milligrams of Suboxone, because that would be a bit too strong, quite a bit too strong, right? So hopefully you can find a doctor that can customize your Sublocade shot for where you're at with your Suboxone dose. Gonzo, I was just thinking about you. I was wondering where you at. Whoa. The hell? I know exactly who that is. Too late. Gonzo says, Happy New Year, Kevin. Good to see you in here, Gonzo. How's your methadone dose going, buddy? How's that going? What dose are you at now, and how's that working for you? Trying to catch you guys in the comments. Wait, what? Gonzo, you relapsed recently? How long ago? Gonzo says, don't feel bad, Brandon. I also had a recent relapse back on my MAT. How long ago did you relapse, Gonzo? So he's at 80 milligrams now, right? So did you raise your dose a little bit? I thought you were somewhere around like 50 or 60. When did you relapse, dude? Over the weekend? What? Dude, I thought I remember seeing you. I don't remember if it was on Kimmy's channel or Tara's, but I seemed to remember you were kind of like the words you were talking. It seemed like you were kind of struggling with something, or you were thinking. I remember you said something on one of their channels about your brain was trying to let you go have a good weekend like that, right? And it sounds like that's actually what happened. Wow. He says, I went on a binge. It was bad. Damn, dude. Wow. How did that work with the methadone as far as relapsing and getting back on methadone? Like, was there any interaction with those, or was it like it's just not a big deal when you're doing methadone? I've never really known that. So if you could let us know how that went, Gonzo, I would appreciate that. But I'm glad you're back on the methadone, brother. Sorry you had a relapse. That's really scary, man. So Brandon says, why did I get blocked? What? You shouldn't be blocked on anything, Brandon. What do you mean? I see your posts on here just fine. I don't think you're blocked on anything. He says, what the F? No, I don't think you're blocked on here. Are you talking about something else? You're right here. I can see your comments. Let's see. Kevin was asking about when the last time you relapsed was. I think it was an accident. Did someone hit block Brandon for something on accident? That's happened before. I'm glad he's back in here though. I didn't see nothing on my end. Oh shit. Falcons Cloud coming through with a sponsor bomb. Shout out to you, Falcons Cloud. Let's go ahead and fire up the sponsor jet. Showing love once again. Shout out to you. Where in the heck is my soundboard? There it is. Let's go. Shout out to Falcons Cloud. Oh, my. Dropping bombs up in here, Falcons Cloud. Thank you, my friend. Boom. So Falcons Cloud says, so grateful for this channel and for the info on the Sublocade shots. So awesome stuff. I'm glad to hear that you and your wife have been able to get on Sublocade, and also glad to hear that it's working so smoothly for you so fast, right? Because some people have issues on the first month, and it's sometimes people really struggle with letting the addiction to dosing their Suboxone go. But it sounds like your doctor did a great job with starting you out on the 100 milligram shot for the 1 milligram of Suboxone. And so, while I was a little worried that might be a little too much of a Sublocade shot for the dose you were at, it's a perfect time for you to kill that oral addiction, right? Because if you have enough bupe on your brain, your brain's not going to be like, hey, I need some more Suboxone, right? So I think that the way that it's working out for you guys is awesome and incredible. And I'm really happy to see that it's working so well for you and your wife. So I know that you guys probably feel a great sense of freedom not having to think about dosing yourself every day, right? Or fighting with your brain on how much you're going to dose yourself for the day. I know a lot of people struggle with that. So thank you for that $5 super chat, baby. I appreciate the love. And let's see. Brandon says, Mike, I'm going to get you, bro. This was before the shots. Fam's doing great. Healthy baby and mama. So very happy. Thanks for asking. Good to hear that, Justin. Good to hear that, brother. Better look into taking stool softeners. Yeah, if you guys are backed up, look into that. Look into starting a stool softener supplement type of thing. You know, maybe you could limit it to using on, let's say if you couldn't have a successful bathroom trip today, right? You would take stool softeners before bed tonight with a decent glass of water, and then hopefully the next morning you'll be able to have a successful bathroom trip, right? There's also different supplements that you can use as well. It doesn't have to just be stool softeners. Many options out there. Don't forget, Tara is going live after Kevin. Yes, I'll make sure I remind everybody before we close up here. We'll still be on here for quite a while, though, guys. We still got a ways to go. Babies. So Falcon says, I'm 5'9" and 200. So, yeah, that's pretty close to me, actually. I got, and that's one of my goals for the New Year's, to get back up to 215 pounds. I'm up to 208 right now. I want to be at 215. So I need like 7 more pounds. Get a little thicker than a Snicker. So Brandon says, I plan on talking about a lot tonight. Yeah, it sounds like you've got some stuff to get off of your chest, Brandon. Ooh-wee. All right, guys, we've got 20 people in here, and we have hopefully got over 25 likes on the video. Let's go ahead and check on the likes. We got 23. We only need 2 more, guys. 2 more to get to 25. Someone reach down and bang that baby. If you could, I would appreciate it. So Leverton says it is covered at 80%. Okay. So I'm glad you said this. So you probably haven't heard me talk about this before, Leverton. If you can, go check out the website, www.insupport.com. And there are many people who have reached out to that website, and they have covered the remaining amount, the 20% that your insurance won't cover. So it's a quick process to find out if they'll cover that for you. But there have been a lot of people. Mikey was somebody who got hooked up through insupport.com. It's basically like a Sublocade copay type of thing, right? Like a lot of times they'll cover what your insurance won't cover, and so there will be no cost to you or a really low cost. So check out that website, www.insupport.com, just like it sounds. I think it could save you a lot of money. Thank you for that information. Yes. Because even still paying 20% of Sublocade is still expensive, guys. That's still going to be what, $200 a month. So if you can go to insupport.com, put in a little bit of information and see if they will help you out and cover the remaining amount. So that could save a lot of people a lot of money. And I am no way hooked up to those guys. That's just a resource that I discovered along my way, and I would like to pass that resource on to you guys. Worst case scenario is they don't cover you and you just keep going with how you're going. Best case scenario is you don't have to pay anything for Sublocade. Yeah, I'm nervous about them not adjusting the dose. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, just tell them that, just be like, hey, I know obviously you're the doctor, but I have done a lot of homework and I have seen and talked to a lot of people who have got on Sublocade from a low dose of Suboxone. So in a perfect world, I think maybe a 100 milligram shot would be the perfect starting dose for you. But they might be like my doctor. And my doctor was really, I almost kind of had to just inform him on my ideas and why I thought to adjust from the norm, right? Because the norm for Sublocade is for somebody to be on 8+ milligrams of Suboxone and go right to the 300 milligram shot for 2 shots, and then down to the 100 milligram shot from there on out, right? And not everybody is at that dose of Suboxone. So we're finding more and more that more doctors are being willing to go off label, is what they call it. And what that means is that they don't give you the copy and paste dose that every single person should get the same dose, right? Because like I said, we're all on different doses of Suboxone. Everybody's going to be on different doses. So it's like not everybody should start on the same dose of Sublocade for that reason. Because if you go from 2 milligrams of Suboxone to the 300 milligram shot, you're going to be overly medicated for probably 3 or 4 or 5 days. And not a lot of people want to feel what that feels like. Because you can't just take it out of your stomach if you don't like the way you feel, right? It's in you. Currently, I'm 18 minutes behind in the comments, guys. Be patient with me. I'm catching up to y'all. I'll be interested to hear what led you to Suboxone, your previous addiction, Gonzo said. So Falcon's Cloud says, I was around 2 milligrams and the 100 milligram shot was perfect for me. Damn, Gonzo says I had to use a lot. Dude, that's scary, man. That's really scary. He says, I feel really crappy about it, actually. Even talking about it right now is making me feel awful. So look, guys, Gonzo just went through relapse and look how he's feeling right now. He's feeling really crappy about that. It was not worth it, right? And so if your brain tries to tell you and trick you that you can go just have fun for a weekend and it's not going to be a big deal, look at how he's feeling now. All for that, that fake dopamine spike that you get from the drugs. Brandon said it was earlier, Kev. Oh, so somebody maybe blocked you earlier or something, sounds like. Yeah, I agree with Kimmy. Don't stew on those feelings. It's over with and it's a new day, right? Yep. You just have to focus on today and what you can do today to get yourself on a better track. And it sounds like he's doing just that. But I do appreciate you telling us what you went through, my friend, and I'm glad that you're okay. Gonzo, I call it a slip. You're still here reaching out. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a relapse either. I would call that a slip. Proud of you for not hiding the slip and sharing your struggles with the community. Absolutely. Good to see you still in here, Slow-Mo. It's been a little bit, Kevin, about a month now. Okay. Well, it's good to hear an update from you, Brandon. Thanks, Mo. I know you all wouldn't judge and support me. I'm just hating myself. I'll get over it soon. Yes. Nope. Yeah, there's definitely no judgment here, my friend. We just want to know that you're okay. That's all that really matters, right? And know that you got back on track. If you had a little slip up here and there, it happens, right? It's part of being an opiate addict. Welcome to the club. It happens to all of us. But the main thing is that you got off of those street drugs and you got back onto your medication assisted treatment, right? That's what that's for. Tara, I just started really taking my recovery seriously, so my support is you guys so far and in-person meetings. Yes. Yeah, guys, if you can get the support here on YouTube and also do in-meeting stuff, that will really help you guys, right? So Gonzo says, I won't mind talking about my previous addiction and how I got into fentanyl, to subs, to now methadone. So Kimmy says, Kevin, how are you doing? It was great to chat with you last night on my stream. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, Kimmy. Thanks for asking. Yeah, it was good to see you. Oh my God, did you guys hear that? There was a loud bang that just happened. That did not sound good. Always fun to chill and chat on your channel, Kimmy. I saw last night that I was up to 208 pounds. So that even just that one extra pound that I gained, I was like, yeah. As long as I'm going in the right direction with my weight, I'm happy. 215 is like a perfect weight for me. So hopefully I can get up there in the next couple months, probably. I feel reluctant to talk about my recent relapse publicly. It's just a word thing. I'm paranoid. Laugh out loud. Roja says, today marks 10 days clean from Fent for me, although I still have stomach problems. What do you mean by stomach problems? Give us, I know it's kind of TMI, but give us the PG version of what that means for you, Roja. Raja? Is it Raja? Congratulations on getting 10 days off of street drugs. If I remember, are you the person that said that you got prescribed Suboxone but you haven't taken it? Is that you that made a comment about that recently, Raja? I think that might have been you. I would assume that Raja means that they're using the bathroom too many times a day, probably, if you cold turkey fentanyl. That's probably what's going on. Wow, you're still constipated? Okay, so that was you. Wow. So 10 days off Fent and you're still constipated. Holy moly. Yeah. I would definitely, have you started taking any supplements, Raja, to try to help you get your guts cleared out? If not, you should definitely look at doing, what are they called, ladies? Suppository, I think they're called. I always say the wrong thing. It's baby, like what they used for babies. You push it up in there and it kind of liquefies everything that's up in there, and then it all comes out. But you don't want to do that on a day that you have to work, because you'll be using the bathroom quite a bit. But yeah, if you're, the constipation's scary, guys. If you don't go to the bathroom for several days, that can be scary and dangerous. Zofran prescribed from the hospital, but I haven't started laxatives. Haha, I'll give it a shot. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know we kind of laugh and joke about it, but it's serious, guys. If you can't go poo, that's scary and dangerous, right? So keep up on your poos. I know it's TMI and it's kind of goofy to talk about, but it's important, and it's scary when you're going through your day to day and you haven't went poo for a few days and you've been putting food in, but nothing's been coming out. Where is that going to go? It's still stuck in your guts. It needs to come out. So do what you got to do to get things freed up. That could be really challenging, to go through fentanyl withdrawal and to go through how challenging that must be to get off of fentanyl. It sounds like cold turkey. That alone sounds like a miracle, but now you're like worried about stomach and not being able to go to the bathroom. So hopefully that frees up for you soon and you can clear your stomach out and continue on with, enema, whatever it's called. That's what you need for sure. I had to use that one time when I didn't go bathroom for 7 days, and thank God I did, because I got relief in like 20 minutes. My guts were cleared out. That's the only one time I've done that, and it's like a reset of my system. It cleared everything out, right? That was when I was on high doses of oxy. Brandon says, I hope you can make it to my stream, Kevin. Dude, I might have to see you on the replay, Brandon, because I'm going to be at the gym tonight, brother. And that's the reason I usually even end my live stream, is because I got to get ready for the gym. So if I can, I'll stop by and say hello and listen in, Brandon. I'd love to support you that way and try to stop in. And I want to hear what you're going through, brother. So If I can't make it to the live, I'll definitely hit that replay up. So make sure you keep that up so I can listen to it, that baby on the replay crew, if I don't make it to the live. But sounds like Brandon's going to be talking about his recent relapse tonight, guys. Make sure you guys go show Brandon some love on his channel, Brandon's Recovery. You see it right there on the screen. He also talks a lot about religion on that channel as well. So either of those things interest you, go check him out. Support the boy. We appreciate him. He's always been up in here chatting and chilling with this YouTube community. And so I'm glad that things smoothed out for you and that you got back on Suboxone if that's working out for you, Brandon. Really, that's all that matters, guys. It's not a race to get off of bupe or subs, right? It's what works for you and your recovery. If you're relapsing and you've had a recent relapse, then it's probably not the best time to get off of Suboxone, right, guys? Or methadone or whatever it is that's working for you, or kratom, whatever it is. Remember, guys, that the number one goal of this channel is for you guys not to relapse. That's the number one goal. It's not for you to get off of kratom. It's not for you to get off of Suboxone. It's not for you to get off of Sublocade. It's for you guys to not relapse to fentanyl and die like somebody recently did in this community, right? That's the number one goal of this channel. So please, guys, please, 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 if you need Suboxone, if you need kratom, if you need methadone, stay on it as long as you need to until you have that stability in your recovery, and then you could taper off when the time is right. Do not rush. Do not race. It's not a race. You're not competing with anybody. We are all on our own level, guys. But I don't mind helping out with your stream. Straight Talker says, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you, Straight Talker. 20 minutes behind the comments, guys. Be patient with me. I'm going to start speed scrolling. Gonzo says, let's just say it starts with an H. I feel you, brother. Says, thank you for that information. You are welcome, Leverton. Let us know if that works for you, okay? Falcon says, have also started my TRT, hoping it helps with lack of motivation. Yes, it will. How long until I should start feeling a difference on the shots of testosterone? Awesome question. I love testosterone questions. And I actually recorded a video yesterday on this topic. I've been on testosterone, guys, for 20 effing years. 20. Going back to the start of my steroid addiction in my early 20s. I've got a video coming out about this real soon. It's already recorded. I just need to space out my videos. It'll probably be coming out next week. So stay tuned for that. For any fellas that want to know about testosterone or steroids. But Falcons, when did you take your TRT shot and what dose did you take? And are you taking, it sounds like you're taking shots, right? What did you take? The Cypionate 200 milligrams? Let us know the dose. But for me, I honestly can feel testosterone really quick, but most people say it takes a few weeks before they can start to feel it. But I'm a hyper reactor, I guess you could call it. And I can feel what? 50 milliliters? That's not enough. No, you need more, my friend. You need more. All right, 50 milliliters every how often? Unless you're doing that on a pretty frequent basis, that's not enough. Are you getting that prescribed from your doctor, Falcons? That's almost too low. That is too low if you're taking that just once a week. Yeah, that's way too low. That's way too low, especially if you're on Sublocade. Did your doctor just put you on that? Yeah, so that's going to be too low. You know, my doctor did something similar to that, and it made my testosterone levels go lower than they were, guys. I would say you should probably ask your doctor if you can go up to at least 100 milligrams. But if they just started you on it, I could see where they probably want to do a test and see where your levels are at. But 50 milligrams for somebody who has low testosterone and is also on bupe, it's not going to be enough. I promise you. I would say your doctor, I don't know. I don't want to say too much because I'm not a doctor, right? But you guys know I have a lot of experience with this. How much is in a vial? So it depends on how it comes. Sometimes they come in just little 1 cc or 1 milliliter bottles, the little tiny bottles, or they have the bigger ones, 10 cc or 10 milliliters. But yeah, I would, 50 milligrams or milliliters per 50 milligrams per week. That's a really low dose for TRT. But what were your levels at before you started TRT? Okay, I take half the vial once a week. Yeah, I think so. The vial is 100 milligrams, right? And you take 50 milligrams. Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of thinking that your doctor's going to need to bump you up to at least 100 milligrams a week, at least, especially where you're on Sublocade. Probably closer to 150, but don't quote me on that. I'm on 200 milligrams a week, and that keeps me in the upper normal level range, right? I didn't think H was around anymore in this country, Kimmy says. Oh, he says his testosterone was at 100. Okay, yeah, so that's really low. I was at like 200 when I started. But I mean, see how you feel. It maybe it will somehow be enough for you, but I almost don't think I've heard of many people taking that low on TRT. That's really low. 100 is so low. Yeah, that's literally like the testosterone of like a 100-year-old man if you're at 100. So I'm interested to hear. I'm sure your doctor will probably get you in for a test soon to see where your levels are at once you've had a few shots of the 50 milligrams. Just sounds really low. I don't think I've ever heard anybody take that low. I don't know if I've heard anybody take less than 100 milligrams a week. But see how you feel. If you're at maybe the 50 milligrams will be enough for somebody if they're on only 100. But I think it's going to be on the low. You're still going to be pretty low, I'm guessing. Leverton says if they won't adjust the dose, I think I will wait a while because I don't really want to up my current dose. Yeah, I mean if they're not willing to work with you on that starting dose of Sublocade, then I would just say just probably keep tapering your Suboxone if you can. So Gonza says, I don't know, Kevin, that's kind of a problem. It kind of felt worth it. But that's the addiction talking. Yes, it is the addiction talking. It's something that's unsustainable, right? Maybe it felt worth it to you because you only lived that lifestyle for a few days. But if you went to that lifestyle every single day like you have been in the past, you know that it's unsustainable, right? Love this comment right here. Can you talk more about that fake dopamine spike? What does that mean? Wow, I love that comment. Guys, the fake dopamine spike is what we get from taking in external things like drugs, right? Caffeine spikes your dopamine. Suboxone spikes your dopamine. Getting likes on your Instagram spikes your dopamine. It gives you these happy feelings, right? That normally you wouldn't have them if you didn't take that shot of alcohol or you didn't take that extra latte caffeine drink or whatever the hell it is, right? Many people get addicted to dopamine and they don't even realize what's going on, right? If you keep taking the same drug and you keep taking more, then your dopamine your body starts to adjust to that, and that's why tolerance is built to medications, and a tolerance is built to the likes you get on Facebook. It used to be really cool, but now it's just like you're kind of just expecting it, right? Caffeine used to work really good, but now you don't feel it at all, right? Because your body adjusted to the levels of dopamine that you're stimulating it with, right? So when people relapse and they take strong drugs, it boosts their dopamine spike, right? But it's unsustainable because why? Because their body adjusts to that fake dopamine stimulation, and then you need more and more just to keep you at a level pace. That's why so many people After they've been addicted to drugs for so many years, they say, I just have to take it just to feel normal. It doesn't give me that fake happy feeling anymore. And that's because they've exhausted the resource that they started with, right? I once heard somebody say addiction is an exhausted resource or something like that. And it's true, right? Oxys that they give you in the hospital, that is an incredible resource for somebody who needs it, right? But not for somebody who's just living their normal day-to-day life. Why would you take that fake dopamine spike when you don't need it, right? You're not in an emergency situation in the hospital, and that's how you get in trouble with addiction. You exhausted that resource. You used it too much, and now your body's just used to it. That's why when I heard Kingdom Within talking about the first time he ever took Kratom, he was like, oh my gosh, this is incredible. It feels so good. It's that opiate feeling, right? That happy feeling you get. And then after you take it for a while, your body just gets used to it, just like with anything else. So Straight Talker says, Suboxone makes me feel quote unquote normal, not high. Is that common? Well, a lot of it depends on how long you've been on Suboxone and how long, what dose you're on, right? If it makes you feel normal, that's because your body's used to it. Just like I was just talking about, your body has a tolerance to Suboxone, so you no longer feel it kick in. And that can be a good thing, but that can be a bad thing, right? If you feel normal, then why do you even take it, right? Because it helps keep you away from the stronger drugs, right? But that can be good if you truly don't feel it. Then that can be good when it comes time to let Suboxone go. Because if you're not addicted to, most people get a boost of energy with Suboxone, or they get the euphoric feelings because it's a partial opiate. And so it can be hard for some people to let that feeling go. But if you don't have that feeling, then that's good, right? But then one would say, if you don't feel anything, then why are you even taking it? And you'll notice real quick that if you stop taking Suboxone, that something definitely changes, and that's because you go into withdrawal. And so if you go into withdrawal from Suboxone and you stop cold turkey and then you take it, you will definitely feel something then. Why? Because your tolerance is dropping. How long does it take to get your dopamine back to normal once the subs and Sublocade is out of your body? I felt apathy for so long now, I don't know what quote unquote normal is anymore. That's impossible for us to say. That's going to be different for every single person that uses Suboxone and Sublocade. It's definitely different for every single person. So I wish I could give you a better answer, but unfortunately it's different for everybody. Some people, they bounce right back and they're good. And some people, it takes a year for them to feel normal, right? But you can get your natural dopamine going by doing healthy things. By what? Eating healthy food, drinking lots of water every day, getting your butt in the gym and killing it with a cardio session or a workout weightlifting session, or building your business and getting dopamine the right way, guys, right? Not by fake drugs that give us fake dopamine, but by earning our dopamine by doing hard work every day at work, or by cleaning your house or your car. That's how you can get the good dopamine levels flowing again. And that can kind of jumpstart yourself when you're getting back, trying to get away from substance use, right? One thing that helped me come off of fentanyl through the several times I've come off, Kratom shots helped me a lot. Although they're not for everyone, I'd say they took away around 60% of the withdrawal. Yes. So I always try to tell everyone to stay away from Kratom shots, but in this circumstance, if you're coming off of fentanyl, the Kratom shots, although they are high-powered Kratom shots because they're extracts, right? Sometimes that can be useful in a situation like coming off of fentanyl. But for people who have tapered themselves down to a low dose of Suboxone, you know, it's kind of like it all comes back to harm reduction, basically, right? what you're taking next, is it in the right direction or is it in the wrong direction? And obviously, almost anything below fentanyl is in the right direction, right? Of course. But you just got to be careful with that, because we had Mama Cindy telling us not too long ago that she was spending $100 a day on kratom shots, and she had severe health problems that they still couldn't figure out to today, right? But obviously, that's much better than taking fentanyl and having your arm fall off due to open wounds and your legs falling off because they have open gashing wounds. And that stuff is crazy these days, guys. The xylazine crap that's going on around there, no go. No go. Opioids work similarly to the dopamine reuptake inhibitor, so your brain is basically getting dopamine from an artificial source. My plug texted recently and I said no on buying more. It was New Year's Eve, followed by the novelty of using H. The temptation was just so high. Yeah, you need to block that person's number, Gonzo. Blocky. Say, leave me alone, bruh. And see, that's all it takes, guys, for someone to have a slip in their recovery, is still having that open communication line with their plug. That's why I say block them on social media. If you're with them on social media, block their phone number. Tell them, hey, it's been fun, but I gotta go. Please don't hit me up anymore. And usually they'll respect that, right? Hopefully. Blocky, and move forward with your recovery. Charles, what's up? Says, whoa, hello everyone. All these great Sublocade stories, and my doctor says it's not for me right now. Maybe never. Hard to keep listening. Why did your doctor say that, Charles? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. I've come off of fentanyl several times, but the last time I came off, I was doing more than I ever have. Coming off was a nightmare. So let me get this straight, Raja. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Did you cold turkey come off of fentanyl? Because you said you got Suboxone prescribed, but you haven't used it. How in the world did you cold turkey come off of fentanyl? How much fentanyl were you taking every day? Let us know. I'm very intrigued by that. And I'm wondering, because I don't know if I've ever heard somebody tell us on this channel that they have just cold turkey come off of fentanyl. That is, I'm just trying to picture what that would even look like. Like, how is that even possible, right? Straight Talker says, Kimmy, is that how Butte works? Yes, my mom moved me out to Seattle for 2 weeks. Wow. Okay, there we go. That's the part right there, the kratom. That's why. Okay, so yes, kratom can definitely help ease withdrawal. But guys, remember that kratom hits the opiate receptors as well, right? So a lot of people can switch their addiction to kratom, which obviously, as I just mentioned, is a much better alternative. But remember, guys, that the kratom shots are expensive. They are high-powered doses of kratom. And I don't say that to scare anybody, but you need to know that there will be a withdrawal coming off of those for sure, right? But, like I said earlier, going to kratom shots versus fentanyl, that is a huge, huge win. Just be careful with those kratom shots because they're spendy and they work, obviously, right? They will take care of a lot of the withdrawal symptoms, but you have to know that when you stop the kratom shots, that withdrawal symptoms will return. So, Raja, what the hell was that? Raja, are you still taking the kratom shots? If so, how many are you taking per day? Luckily for me, my mom reached out and offered me to let me go to her place, Seattle, for 2 weeks. That is really awesome. So what's your plan now? Are you going to go back to the place where you were addicted, or can you spend some time in Seattle or relocate? Roja, I once downed 8 of those shots. Holy crap. And all it did was piss me off. Kratom never did anything for me. That is so interesting how different it is. And that just comes back to the thing that we always say on this channel, guys, right? It's different for everybody. That's why nobody can say for sure why every drug does this or every drug is going to make you feel this way, because all of us are different, right? So keep that in mind. That's something that I've definitely learned on this channel, is to be open to others' experiences, not just my way or the highway. We have to be open to listening to what others have gone through. What worked for them might not work for us. Stomach problems are constipation from opiates. And yes, I made that comment yesterday. I have a call into the pain clinic at Kaiser and I am in line to make an appointment with a nurse practitioner. All right, you guys are starting to get away from me in the comments, so I need to start reading faster. So Raja said, I came off the kratom shots on day 4. That is extremely impressive. So you haven't had anything since day 4? You haven't taken nothing? That is mind-blowing. You have some incredible willpower, my friend. That is, it sounds like a miracle what you're, unless I'm missing something. So if I'm understanding you right, Raja, you went from a strong fentanyl addiction, you stopped that cold turkey, you took kratom shots for 3 or 4 days, and then you stopped after day 4, and that's it? Nothing else? Nothing since? Oh my God. That is seriously a miracle that you've been able to do that. I'm just going to say that right now. That is very, very impressive. Wow. That blows my mind. Like, what kind of dose of fentanyl were you on? Do you even know? What were you taking? The blue fake 30s, or were you on, like, what did the fentanyl look like when you were taking it? Because I've been hearing people say it looks so different. Like, it could be a chunk. Luke described it as just a white chunk of something, and I've heard many people say it's the blue fake 30s. Some other people say it's in other fake medications or substances. What did it actually physically look like? Yep, the blue fake 30s. I took 20 to 30 a day. Wow. Whew. Damn. Gonzo, didn't you say that's what you were taking too, was the fake 30s? How many were you taking, Gonzo? If you could let us know. 40 in one day. Wow. How much did that cost? How much did those cost per each fake 30? What is the street value on those? I have no idea what those even cost. Are they like a few bucks each or what? So Gonzo says I would take 10 to 15 a day. This little heart thing is in the way of blocking this comment. 10 to 15 a day, but could have done way more, I think is what he said. Yeah, the person I met on my Uber drives, she said she was taking 80 of those a day, and she's now on 220 milligrams of methadone, and she's doing great. $10 a pop? Damn, they're that much? What? I thought those things were cheap. I know a lot of people on like 60 to 80 day of the fake 30s. Gosh, guys, that is so crappy. Tara says, yes, suppositories do the job. Ask me how I know. Yep, I agree with that exactly, for sure. Yes, those things work really, really well to clean out your guts. Just make sure you're home for the day. Roger said, I'll keep up with my poo. I don't plan on relapsing for 2024. My twin brother started med school just last August. I'll be joining him this August. If I relapse, it'll ruin my education. Yes, it will, for sure. And don't let the little devil on your shoulder try to trick you and tell you, you can just go have fun this weekend. You'll be good to go. Yeah, I didn't like the idea of using it either, but I didn't like the idea of having my guts blow up and ending up in the emergency room either. So, I'm not sure how long it's been since you've been on a successful bathroom routine, but it can definitely jumpstart you in the right direction, especially like if you haven't been off. I mean, you've been off of not ketamine. If you've been off kratom and street drugs for, what'd you say, 10 days now? Like that trips me out that you're not like going to the bathroom like all day long. That should be happening by now, I would think. And the enemas work, yo. I am in withdrawal a lot because I have been doing this myself for too long. Keep me in your prayers. I'm nervous about saying the wrong thing to the nurse practitioner. Well, hopefully you can find the right person to, to hear you out and to work with you. You might have to go through a couple different doctors to find the right one for you. But definitely let them know that you've been doing your homework, because if you just go in there acting like you don't know, anything about the doses of Sublocade or anything like that, then they're just going to give you the copy and paste. Everybody starts on 300, then 200, 200. You gotta let them know that you've been researching this, and hopefully they're open to hearing out your case as to why you think you'd be a better candidate for a lower starting dose. Remember, guys, I'm not a doctor. I don't give medical advice, so always go with what your doctor says. And if you don't feel like your doctor is understanding you properly, maybe you need to switch to a different doctor who is more open-minded or has more experience, right? If a doctor doesn't have a lot of experience with going off label with these medications, they're not going to be very comfortable doing that, right? They're going to want to go off the directions and what the directions say to do. And you can't blame them, right? Because it's a expensive medication, it's a serious medication, and you really can't blame them if they don't really know, right? If they don't have the experience with it, then it could be hard to get them to adjust the dose for you. Sherry, what's up, girl? Good to see you. Coming in late. Hit that like button. Happy New Year to everybody. Good to see you, Sherry. Trying to scroll to y'all. So Gonzo says, I hope you can successfully wean off and stay clean. I switched from Suboxone to Methadone. It's working well for me despite my recent relapse. Yeah, I would definitely be interested in hearing, Straight Talker, how it goes for you from here. I really hope that you can continue to stay off from here, because what you've done is seriously very, very impressive. I don't hear a lot of people that are able to do that without a step down like Suboxone or Methadone, right? Plan on getting TRT 4 to 5 months after my last shot so I can get more of an accurate read on my T levels, what my T levels are. Just to clarify, I don't normally hop on here, and I have no personal relationship with Kevin, so there was no way I blocked anyone. Just hopped on here after getting a couple texts asking if I was blocked. What? Guys, what's going on with the blocking stuff? I don't understand. I'm so confused. I haven't blocked anybody. Has any of the mods, have there been any trolley type stuff going on? Have my mods had to block anybody today? Because now I've heard Brandon talk about this, and also 473 Rap News. Can anybody tell me what's going on with people thinking that they're blocked? I haven't blocked anybody on this channel for a minute. Asking if I was blocking anyone. Yeah, I'm confused on the blocking stuff that people are talking about. I'm on Methadone now. I did have a recent H relapse, but I haven't used Fent for a while. I'm going to stay on Methadone for some time. Absolutely, yes. Yes, I actually watched his channel a lot. So it says, did you ever watch Jerry Ward from Bio S3 Training? Your intro, dude. That's where I got that intro from, dude. That is so cool. You're the first person that's ever noticed that. He's literally where I got that from. What's up, everybody? Thanks for watching today. I just added the baby. That is so freaking cool. I never thought anybody would realize that that's where I got that intro from. RIP to him. Yeah, that's really sad that he passed away. Wow, that is so cool. I literally never thought anybody would recognize that I did. I jacked that from him. That is so cool. Yeah, I loved his channel and all the stuff that he talked about. Bringing the awareness to steroids and the addiction to steroids and stuff like that. Hopefully you're still in here to see that I responded to your comment. That was a while ago you said that. That's hilarious. I love Jerry Ward. Very sad to hear his passing. Yes. Yep, that's literally where I got my intro from. That is so freaking hilarious. And I've been saying that for years too, and you're the first person that's ever noticed that. Wow. That blows my mind. Keep it up, bro. I never took my subs, even though I was prescribed. That blows my mind that you could do that. I came off cold turkey. All I used was Kratom to get off. My mom is a big supporter, though. She moved me away for 2 weeks. Yeah, that's so freaking impressive. So impressive, guys. Got my levels checked yesterday, Kev. Find out tomorrow. Awesome. Let us know what that ends up being. Was anyone else prescribed a dose of 32 milligrams per day? That was my dose for 15 years. Yeah, some people are prescribed a high dose. Yes, that is a high dose. And that will definitely create some low testosterone and severe constipation as well. So that's a pretty damn high dose. But yeah, there are people who are prescribed that. I think that's the max prescribed dose that they can give. Just a quick pause on the channel, guys. We have 24 people in here currently. And let's check out how many likes we've got on the video, baby. So we have 26 likes. Guys, if we can get that baby to 30, I would really appreciate it. If you haven't yet done so, please smash the like. It lets others know that we're in here chilling and chatting. So I appreciate you guys if you could do it. Let me take a note of where we are at in the comments here. And let's see, 446. And we just had another sponsor bomb come through from Balliet brand, showing love once again with the super sticker. I appreciate the love once again, my friend. Let's go ahead and fire up the sponsor jet. You know we got to drop that sponsor bomb right here. Let's go. Woo! Take cover, take cover. Boom. I appreciate that sponsorship once again with the super chat. I appreciate that. $3.31. I appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, thank you, thank you for finding this channel and also for showing your support. Not often that we see support from newcomers to the channel, so that is awesome to see. Thank you very much. And I look forward to hearing your journey going forward. Can't talk tonight. And I'm going to leave that sponsor bomb up on the channel for a minute as I go through these other comments. I am about a half an hour behind the comments, guys. I need to speed scroll, so I'm going to have to start skipping some of these comments. I'm going to try to hit on the comments that need a reply. All right, let's see. Scrolling. Scrolling. Falcon says, I'll try to get him to boost it up. All right, let's scroll here. Gonzo says, hope you guys are being sarcastic. Gonzo says, Kevin is spot on. I felt great over the weekend only to feel guilt and shame after. A lot of subs are mixed with Narcan. So Gonzo says, I don't get high off of 80 milligrams of methadone. KG says, I got high every time I took it, and she's talking about Suboxone. So Raja says, I've taken subs in the past, never got high off of it either. Just made me feel normal. It was only this last time I was prescribed, I didn't take it. It really only helped stop the withdrawal for me. KG says, I was also very outspoken, whereas I'd never been before. It pissed a lot of people off. I don't think you pissed nobody off, KG. Leverton says, with my luck, it'll take 2 years. Laugh out loud. Hey, if it takes 2 years, it takes 2 years, right? As long as you're heading in the right direction, that's the main thing that matters, right? Just try not to let yourself go the wrong direction with your taper. And that's what can happen if you rush the taper too fast. I find a lot of people, if they try to rush the taper, it kind of backfires, and then they will likely end up going the wrong way, and their dose goes back up, and then they're just kind of in the same spot that they were in previously, right? Then they wasted all that energy that they put into their taper because they rushed it too fast. My motto used to be, if one helps, 15 ought to be really good. Straight Talker says. Freaking funny. Oh, Gonzo says, I can't do it, Kevin. I can't bring myself to block the number, though. Bro, you have to block that person's number. I promise you. That little devil is going to keep on knocking at the door, my friend. You have to block that person and tell them, either tell them or just block them, but you need to block them, buddy. I promise you. It's going to be really hard to deny that when that comes through. That text comes through. Please, Gonzo, if you can do it, man, block them. Addiction sucks. Yeah, it's a pain in the butt. Trying to catch you guys in the comments here. Okay, here's the response from Charles. Says, I'm the quadriplegic with severe pain and spasms. Doctor is afraid those issues will return, so wants to keep me on 6 to 8 milligrams of subs. So I think you're the one, Charles, earlier that said, Charles, wasn't that you that we were talking to last week that you said you wanted to start your taper? But it sounds like the doctor doesn't want to put him on Sublocade. He wants to keep him on Suboxone instead. And so I think I was a little, when we were talking about that last week, I'm pretty sure I told you to talk to your doctor about what they thought about your situation, because the chronic pain people, it's a whole different layer of things you need to think about, right? So Raja's going to go back to their home place next week. So I would say to take the Suboxone with you, Raja. And if you're overwhelmed by temptation to go back to the drug that you just got off, then probably consider taking the Suboxone to block those feelings, right? But if you can bypass Suboxone and just roll on with your life and get out of addiction just from the cold turkey withdrawal, that will save you a lot of time and hassle in the future. For sure, with Suboxone. But if you can't do it, don't relapse and just get on the Suboxone, right? And if you do that, obviously you will start with a really low dose. I'm sure your doctor hopefully explained this. Don't just go taking 16 milligrams right at first. Take the lowest amount possible if somebody is considering trying to do that. Because Suboxone is a strong medication, right? Especially if your tolerance has dropped. And a little bit can go a long way. The doctor makes more money not giving the Sublocade shot. That is very true. That's very true. So Raja was spending 20 to 30 a day times 10. So that, damn, $200 to $300 a day for the fake blues. That's a lot of money. I thought they were like dirt cheap. Damn. Wow. Damn, Gonzo says 20 per. If they were 5, I would easily buy. Wow, so they swing that much from $5 to $20. That's a huge price swing. See, this is what I thought. What Rap News says. Out where I'm at, they're less than $1. See, why is the price so different for everybody on those? Basically 10 per. Last year it was 20 per, but if you buy in bulk, you can get them for low. What the hell? It sounds like it's freaking a Sam's Club discount. It's so crazy to me how different the prices are. Because like back when I was stuck on oxy addiction, it was pretty much like across the board. It was almost like always $1 a milligram, and that's just kind of how it always was. Like somewhere real close to there. It wasn't such a huge swing like these guys are talking about. So I use the bathroom at least every 2 days, but still very constipated. Yeah, I mean, yeah, hopefully you can get to a normal routine here soon. A successful bathroom routine. Laugh out loud. That's a nice way to put it, Kevin. You made it, Jerry. What's up, Jerry? Good to see you, brother. Okay, so Tara says, Kevin, I think Mikey accidentally blocked Brandon. Then Mike got weird text messages about it. What? Yeah, that has happened before, guys. Sometimes some buttons get pushed on accident and some people get blocked. I didn't see anybody get blocked on my end. I guess it doesn't show that to me. But hopefully everybody is here. Look at this comment. I guess there's two mics. Someone reached out to me who is also Mike, thinking I blocked someone. Yeah, I'm way confused at that point. I just hope everyone's here who needs to be here, and I didn't block anybody. Is all I gotta say. Rach, what's up? Rach says, hey y'all, I'm driving, but I wanted to say hey. Good to see you, Rach. Hopefully you're doing well. What's up, Eric? Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, I'm starting to catch you guys now. So Leverton says, I can't get below 1 milligrams. I have tried, and I just can't do it without pretty severe withdrawal. Yeah, some people just really struggle with the last part of the taper, so I get it. It can be frustrating for sure. What Suboxone, do you have the 8 milligram strips or the tablets, and what doses do you have, Leverton? Because that can make a pretty big difference. If you can really like calculate If you can really calculate the dose precisely to what you need it to be, that can really help. So, the easiest way to do a long, slow, controlled taper is to get down to 2 milligrams and then switch to the 2 milligram films. And then you can cut those, since they're bigger, right? You can cut those into precise doses and come down as slow as you need to. But if you have only let's just say 8 milligram Suboxone tablet, you try to cut it in little pieces and it's crumbling apart, and then you're not sure if it's 1 milligram or half of a milligram, and it's just kind of a pain in the butt. So yeah, I know it is easier said than done, Gonzo. I feel you, but I'm just saying from my experience, if I was in contact with my hookup, then it was really hard to move on. So just take that for what it's worth. I hope you can block them and just move forward with your recovery, and you don't have to think about them anymore, because if they're blocked, you're not going to be worried. Are they going to text me next weekend when I'm having a bad day and the perfect storm arrives and I just go grab some more? Hopefully that doesn't happen again. Are you still having cravings then when you're still on methadone? Maybe they can bump your dose up if you're still having cravings. I don't know, Gonzo. What do you think about that? I know you've kind of moved your dose up since we last talked, so hopefully that's helping with the cravings a little bit more. That little devil is always knocking and on the shoulder. I can totally relate. I already denied him a couple times, but you're 100% right. I just can't bring myself. I'd have to give someone else my phone to block. Dang, man. Yeah, that sucks. But I appreciate your honesty, right? It is easier said than done. I get that for sure. But I think it's absolutely necessary to not have just an open communication line to people who can be a negative towards your recovery. That's just going off of my experience. Not everybody's experience is the same, but it's just one less thing to have to worry about. Am I going to get some random text, a temptation text, right? At any moment it could happen. And if you're not finding that there's an issue switching back and forth from methadone to street drugs, then that's going to make it even harder to say no, right? Whereas sometimes people have issues like with Suboxone and getting back to, from fentanyl to Suboxone, there's the medications fight each other, right? I'm not sure how that works with methadone. So if it's an easy transition to go from methadone to street drugs, you could see where that's going to be possibly challenging in the future to say no, right? KG says, Gonzo, I've been wanting to burn my subs. I know I'll never take them again, but I haven't been able to do it. That's incredible, KG, that you're even thinking about that, and you're to the point where you're it's like you're ready to let them go, but you're still kind of scared, right? I know what that feels like. But just think how long ago it was that you were still needing to take your daily doses of Suboxone, and now you don't do that anymore. So that is incredible that you've got as far as you've gotten with that. Raja says, I've been talking to a girl back home. She used to nag me about my addiction problems. Now that I'm off, I can take her seriously. I don't plan on relapsing. Yeah, I mean, I know, hopefully nobody plans on relapsing, but, if you're going to be back home, there's going to be a lot of triggering people and circumstances and places that you need to be wary of and be careful. You know what I mean? Because the fact is that you're really new, and you're really new into your recovery of being off fentanyl, and you don't have the added protection of having Suboxone on your receptors to block some of that euphoria that you would get, right? So just I don't say that to whatever, but I'm just saying that to just be mindful that the temptations are going to be there when you get back home for sure. So just be careful and make sure that you keep checking in with us here on the channel and letting us know that you're still kicking ass, right? And we'll keep rooting you on from here where we can. And we just had a sponsor bomb come through. Marky Rizzo showing love once again, as always, with the Cash App. He says, for cup of coffee in the big time. Oh yeah. Macho Mix.
Because I'm wild, yeah.
Shout out to Marky Rizzo showing love with the $5 Cash App coming through with the sponsor bomb. 25 people in here. Say what's up, guys. Showing love, baby. Boom. Shout out to Marky Rizzo. He is the longest time contributor to this channel. He's been showing love via the Cash App every freaking week for the last probably 2 years. So shout out to you, Marky Rizzo. Always coming through, showing love to the channel. Always helping out in the chat, sharing his experiences. Much love, brother. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hopefully everything goes well with your tests and your studying and all that stuff, Marky. Let us know how that goes for you, brother. Sounds like he's got some new things coming up. Back to the comments we go, guys. I'm trying to catch you guys in the live stream. I'm not too far behind. I had 3 cars last year. I sold one of them just to buy fake blues. Yeah, and that's exactly what it might be, Gonzo. It might be and that might be exactly what you're going through. And I was in this same exact position. The person that basically got me into using oxys was pretty much my childhood best friend, somebody that I was really good friends with since 5th grade, right? And so we had that connection. We kept using drugs together and hanging out, and we were almost in a weird way in like a kind of like a codependent relationship. Like we would always be hanging out, and this is like a grown man that we're hanging out with each other all the time, taking painkillers and just sitting on the couch and just chilling all the time, right? And so when I had to cut that relationship off, he was the one that was getting me the oxys, right? So it was like I had to lose a friend and my drug connection at the same time. So it might be the similar situation for you, Gonzo. And it can be challenging, but it's for the best. And him and I both got off of painkillers, and we just separated for several years. And now I can reach out to him and talk to him from time to time, but I don't want to get that relationship too close together again, just for the protection, because we both have brought each other back into relapses in the past. So I don't know if you can relate to that at all, Gonzo, but yeah, I just wanted to share that. And speaking of sponsor bombs, Gonzo just showed up with a $5 super chat, baby. He says, thank you for the support, everyone. Thank you for your channel, Kevin. I really appreciate that, Gonzo. Thanks for sharing what you're going through, my friend. We're glad to hear you're back on track with the methadone, and it sounds like things are smoothing out for you, but I would encourage you, if you can, block that number. Maybe just give them a heads up. Let them know, you don't want to go down that path again. You're working on your recovery, so you'll see him when you see him, and that's it. Fire up the sponsor jet for Gonzo. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate the love. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby. Drop the bomb on him. Shout out to you. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate you guys showing love to the channel up in here. It does mean a lot to me, and it does help keep the channel going. You guys know I got to pay for the StreamYard and the internet, the computer, and these fancy mics and lights and all this crap. I appreciate you guys. You guys are all incredible, baby. Still have 22 people in here. Wow, I didn't realize we've been going for so long, guys. 2 hours and 37 minutes. Woo! I need to catch up in the live stream and chat with you guys for a few more minutes before we wind things down, but we will probably start slowing things down and wrapping up in the next 15, 20 minutes or so is the goal from here. So if you're in here ghost listening, if you'd like to say something, say hello, please smash the like if you can, and drop a quick comment if you've been in here ghost listening. We'd like to hear from you and what you guys are going through. Shout out to you, Gonzo. I appreciate that, brother. Let's see here. I wanted to take a quick trip down memory lane real quick for the 2023 year, but we might not have time to do that. So maybe, let me think how I can do it. I'm trying to think how I can do that with the time that we have left here. Hold on a sec, guys. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that here with the time that we have. Let me try to finish on the comments and then we'll see where we're at. The price difference is all about what you start paying. If you don't have multiple plugs and are willing to pay that $10 to $30 first time, most plugs aren't going to lower because they know. Wow. So it's literally just a negotiation tactic, basically. So Leverton's on 4 milligram strips. So yeah, I would probably, if you want to continue trying to taper, talk to your doctor about switching you to the 4 milligram strips. That will really help you be able to precisely cut and slowly lower your dose. You know, if you're at 2 milligrams, you could and you want to slow the taper down and it just gets too hard for you, go down to 1.75 milligrams, right? And then once you're steady there, you go down to 1.5, then to 1.25, then to 1, then 0.75, or however you can do it. But you just really got to know how to cut those things precisely. Get some really tiny precision scissors so you can get the perfect little cut. I know it's a pain in the ass. But you know, if you struggle to get past a certain milligram, then you really need to do what you need to do, right? To get, you have to figure out every little trick that you can when it comes to tapering. Mikey must have blocked me too, and I don't even know him. Laugh out loud. I don't see him typing here. If you were blocked, you wouldn't be able to post that comment on the channel. Yeah, I think there's a lot of confusion going on with people thinking they're blocked. Because if you could post on the channel, then you're not blocked. Yeah, what Kimmy said, you're not blocked. Yeah, it's hard to go through withdrawal and have to work through that. I know what that feels like. It's rough. So Gonzo says, I'm not having cravings. It was a combo of it being New Year's Eve and the fact that he had H and I haven't done H in years. So the novelty. Okay, so it does sound like this person is a friend of yours if you're hanging out with them, right? So the novelty also added to the temptation. Yeah. So yeah, that could be an extra confusing layer if it's a friend or a relative or whatever it is, right? If they're your person and they're also somebody that you see on a normal basis, that could be really hard to that could be a really hard situation for sure. Dude, you're right, and I agree with you, Kevin. I'm just a junkie who can't bring myself to delete the number. It's hard to explain. I hope you understand. I know what that feels like. I know exactly what that feels like. Yeah, I had to block my good childhood friend, right? I had to block him for years. Years, seriously. Lori coming through with a $25 Cash App sponsor bomb. Let's fire up the jets for Lori. Shout out to you coming through once again. I appreciate that, Lori. Let's go ahead and fire up the sponsor jet for Lori. Oh, yeah, baby. So that's Loverton dropping sponsor bombs on the channel. Boom. Clear the room for that $25 Cash App, baby. Ooh, baby. Says just a huge thank you for what you do. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Lori. I appreciate the love and the support for this channel, and also for your comments. And hopefully things can work out as far as what you're going through. Hopefully either the Sublocade works for you, or just finding different ways to taper your Suboxone and being patient with yourself while doing so, right? I can't miss work right now, and below 1 milligram is insomnia, chills, achy, and just overall crap. I have tried many times. The symptoms last for days. I can't level out under 1 milligram, or at least not for days. So when you try to go under 1 milligram, what is the next dose that you try to go down to? Yeah, I really do think that if you're having that much trouble, then you should definitely switch to the 2 milligram strips and learn how to taper and learn how to cut those things into precise doses, right? So if you go, I'm curious to what the dose. Oh, that's the problem right there, Lori. That's the problem. If you're trying to go from 1 milligram to a half of a milligram, that explains everything. That is to be expected. Because think about it, you're cutting your dose in half. And that's never recommended for any type of taper, even if you're at the higher doses. But certainly, if you're down to 1 milligram, don't go down to a half a milligram. That's way too much. So I would recommend getting the 2 milligram strips, cutting them up into little. I made a video showing you how to taper and cut the Suboxone strips. Yes, that's the problem. That makes way more sense because I have been able to taper myself all the way down to 0.125, guys. That's less than a quarter of 1 milligram. And many other people watching this channel have been able to do just that as well. So I always tell people on this channel, once you get to below 2 milligrams, you really have to slow down cutting the doses a lot, right? So what that would look like if I was in Lori's shoes is I would go, are you steady at 1 milligram right now? Yeah, that's the whole problem. What I was like, wait, what? She's getting all these issues. Something isn't adding up. And so now that we heard she was going all the way down to a half of a milligram, that makes perfect sense. So if you could taper yourself down to 1 milligram, Lori, then you can taper yourself down to 0.9 milligrams, right? You can stabilize at 0.9, then you can stabilize at 0.8 or whatever it is, right? If you've tapered yourself down to 1 milligram, then you can continue tapering. You just need to learn how to get more precise with the doses, and certainly don't go cutting yourself all the way down to a half of a milligram. That's way too much. So she says, I can get to 1 milligram, but what are you at right now? Like, what is your normal, everything is good for the day? What dose is that for you right now? Straight Talker says, so Kevin, if my doctor who retired did not want me to go off subs, he what? I think you forgot to post the rest of your comments, Straight Talker. Some really good conversation here today, guys. I appreciate the comments and questions and finding out why people are going through what they're going through and just kind of diving into your guys' personal situations. I appreciate you guys sharing this stuff with me. But yeah, Lori, there's definitely ways. You definitely just need to learn how to taper yourself better from here, I think is the main issue. And it sounds like you're figuring this out. I just figured if I could get below 1 milligram, what's the point of cutting it every day? Well, because even if somebody is down to a quarter of a milligram, that is still going to have, it's a big difference is what I'm trying to say, right? So that's why you need to go down to a 1 milligram, and then you need to slow down the taper, and because you don't want to have to miss work like you just said, right? And so how to avoid getting sick and missing work is to really learn how to precisely cut your doses and to learn how to really chop those things down very small at a time. Because as you find out, you can get sick pretty easy if you chop your dose in half like you have. So the point is to be able to continue tapering lower while not having to miss work, right? And that's definitely possible to do that. I appreciate your honesty. I'd like to think I'm mentally stronger than most addicts and don't think of repercussions. I should be more mindful. Yeah, don't underestimate the addiction. That is a key part for sure. I made that mistake. I'm a network engineer at a hospital and I thought I wasn't like junkies, but I am. That is a straight truth comment right there. For sure. The moment you get complacent with your recovery and you think, I just got this shit beat, boom, you're going to get punked. And I'm knocking on wood. Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it's like something you need to really understand, that we've been bitten by the opiate addiction and it doesn't just go away overnight. Unfortunately, I wish it did. It takes a lot of work to keep yourself clean of that lifestyle, especially if you're just recently getting out of that lifestyle. It does take some good effort, right? So oh, here's the rest of Straight's comment. So let me read that again. So Kevin, if my doctor who retired did not want me to go off of subs, he did not advise this. Since I have been experiencing withdrawal and cravings again, do you think I should go off of subs? I could not stay sober, which was why he kept me on it for over 15 years. Whew. I'm trying to wrap my head around that whole comment. So what dose are you at again, Straight Talker? And how long has it been since you, let's see here. How long has it been since you have been on street drugs? Has it been 15 years you've been clean for? I don't normally talk about my feelings, especially regarding my health. So thank you for all your support. You're welcome. Yeah, thanks for sharing this stuff with us. Yeah, guys, I mean, if, I'm not, everyone's situation is different. So, and I can't obviously give anybody medical advice, but, if I was worried about relapsing onto street drugs, I would definitely not be getting off of my Suboxone, right? I've said it many times on here that Suboxone is the cheapest life insurance that an opiate addict can get, and I still stand by that today. If the difference for you going back to street life is taking a little bit of Suboxone every day or taking some Suboxone every day, then, and you're worried you're going to relapse, or you keep having thoughts or cravings, and you're in the area where you can easily get access to street drugs, then I don't think it's a very wise idea to come off. If you've got several years clean from that life and you don't think about relapsing, or you don't have the connections to relapse, then maybe you're ready to talk to your doctor about tapering yourself off. But I don't think it's wise for anybody to rush themselves off of a medication that is keeping them from relapsing on a daily basis. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully I understood your situation good enough. So yeah, he says, stay on your MAT for as long as it takes. Yes. Yeah, if you're having cravings to street drugs, guys, especially if you recently relapsed, then it's definitely not time to move on from Suboxone, for sure. This is such a great stream. I appreciate that. Yeah, I do. I actually love this stream. This is a good one. This is a really good one. Lots of great information we're talking about here. I think most people feel that. Leverton. Yeah, withdrawal is hard, guys. Suboxone withdrawal is hard. Kratom withdrawal is hard, right? Opiate addiction is hard. So we have to be patient with ourselves and just remember that we didn't get ourselves into this trap overnight. So we're not going to get out of this trap overnight. And there are some people that have been able to brute force their way through withdrawal. And that's absolutely incredible that they can do that. But you just need to really be careful, because we've seen it happen, guys, where people have gotten off of Suboxone and they relapsed and they passed away. So that's the number one goal of the channel. Do not relapse. If you need Suboxone to help you, that's what it's there for. 27 people in here, guys, still. And we've been on here for almost 3 hours. Let me see if we got to 30 likes yet on the video. I'm sure we have by now. Let's check it. There you go, guys. 31 likes on the video. I appreciate y'all that have smashed the like button. If we can get that puppy to 35 likes before the video is over, I would appreciate it. Remember, guys, we do these Wednesday live streams every single week, the same time, the same place. So make sure that you guys come, especially you newbies, come check back in with us and let us know how you guys are doing from here, especially people who are making big changes in their life right now, right? We want to hear updates from you. We want to hear how you're doing going forward. We want to keep in contact with you and let us know what's what's going on in your life, what changes you're making to keep yourself away from these scary substances. I read something today, guys, that said fentanyl. Well, we all know fentanyl is the number one killer of people ages 18 to 45 in America right now, right? I read something today, guys, that said fentanyl has killed more Americans than the Iraq war, than all the wars we've had. It said, can you imagine how many people that is? That's how many people fentanyl is killing on a daily basis. Tons and tons and tons of people. I think it said every 4 minutes somebody in this country dies from fentanyl. That is a lot of people. Every 4 minutes. So this drug is so damn scary, and it's everywhere. Everywhere, guys. So please stay close to the channel. Please do not relapse. Please seek help in your local area. Get involved in meetings if you need to. For sure, be working with a doctor, an addiction doctor, somebody who understands what you're going through, somebody that you can trust to tell them and be honest with them. Hopefully you're involved with a counselor and somebody, and hopefully you get UAs, right? Because those things can kind of help keep you on track. I appreciate everybody going off in the comments today too. It's been impossible for me to keep up with y'all, which is a good thing. Scrolling. Yes. So Lori, what KG Smith said right here. So once you get down to the 1 milligram mark, guys, you really, especially if you struggled, right? You need to come down about 0.10 at a time. So what that would look like is you would take your little 1 milligram piece of Suboxone and just trim a little tiny tenth of it off, right? And then you would do that for a week or whatever it took until you felt normal with that dose. And then you would go down to 0.8 milligrams, which is 2/10 off of that 1 milligram piece, right? So it's tedious, it's annoying. Not everybody has the patience or the understanding of exactly how to get your doses measured down to the precise amount. But when it comes to you're either going to be suffering and trying to go to work, it's worth learning how to taper yourself down with these small little tiny doses, right? And we have a lot of information on how to do that. Like I said, I made a video about that in the past. But if you need more clarifying information, just let me know, guys. And there are there are a few other videos out there showing you how to taper and how to cut them and what the dose should look like. So make sure you guys do your homework and get that figured out so you can get yourself dialed in and have a comfortable day at work as you're tapering. Josh, what's up? Josh says, hi, Kevin. I've been on Sublocade, 100 milligram shot for about 5 weeks. The first 4 weeks, I started withdrawals after the 3rd week. Okay, and that is somewhat normal. I received my next shot of 100 milligrams on week 4. I started withdrawals after a week after. I'm not sure I'm totally following you there, Josh. If I'm understanding you right, let me read that again. So some people have said that it's normal in your first month of Sublocade to run into some issues around the 3rd week because your levels start to dip off, right? Because the medication starts to wear itself out a little bit. But remember, guys, even by 4 weeks, the 100 milligram shot that you took is only halfway gone, right? Because the medication doesn't just wear out in 30 days. It takes many months for every shot to fully wear out of your body, right? So don't let the little devil create a problem. I'm not saying that your withdrawals weren't real, but where you said that you took your second shot on the 4th week and you started having withdrawals a week after, that doesn't sound right to me. What dose of Suboxone were you on, Josh, when you made that transition? If you could let me know, that would help. A week after my second shot, I started withdrawals. Yeah, see, that doesn't sound right. The only thing that I'm thinking is maybe you were on a higher dose of Suboxone. Because usually most people, when they get their second shot, okay, so that makes a little more sense. He was at 4 milligrams. Okay, so your doctor wanted to go on the side of lower rather than higher. So yeah, I mean, maybe I would call him and say, hey, next time just order the 300 milligram shot and give me half of it, which would get you down to 150 milligrams. You need to get to a point with your Sublocade to where you're okay and you're good and you get the quote unquote honeymoon phase, right? And until you get that, you're not going to feel the best about Sublocade. But I wouldn't imagine, and I can't see why you would be having withdrawals. What kind of withdrawals are you having? Are you sure it's not just in your mind? A lot of people can mistake withdrawals. Okay, let me back up. So you guys know I always preach to you on this channel that before you switch to Sublocade, you need to be ready to feel normal, because you don't feel Sublocade kick in like your Suboxone does. So a lot of people can think that they're having withdrawals because they're not feeling Sublocade kick in every day. And remember, guys, Sublocade is a very long-acting medication. It doesn't kick in like Suboxone does. So you're not supposed to feel it kick in every day. You're just supposed to feel normal. So I'm not trying to invalidate what you're saying, Josh. I'm just saying a lot of people, they're not ready to feel normal. They're not ready to give up what they feel from their Suboxone. They feel their Suboxone kick in every day, and some people enjoy the way that feels, right? So Josh says, I had restless legs, yawns, and eyes watering. So yeah, if you're getting restless legs, that's definitely a pretty clear cut sign that you're having some withdrawals. I would tell your doctor, if you can, to boost your dose up next month. He might need to give you some supplemental stuff, or if you have some, you might need to just have you taken any doses at all. You might tinker around with taking like 1 milligram and see if that gets rid of the RLS, Josh, if you can. If you do supplement extra, just take as low amount as you can. It shouldn't take much to get rid of the RLS, but it sounds like maybe your doctor wants to boost you up to 150, maybe even 200 milligrams for your next shot. But remember that those shots that you have in you, there will still be some in you when you go in for your next shot. So just keep that in mind. We have gone for 3 hours and 1 minute, guys. My voice is getting raw up in here. I saw just a moment ago we had another super chat come through. Where is it? Let me scroll down here. So another one from Balliet Brand. Thank you for the extra $3.15 super chat, my friend. I appreciate the love. That's 3 you've sent on this one live stream. So shout out to you. You know we got to fire up the sponsor jet every time we get a sponsorship for this channel, and here it comes. Oh, baby. I appreciate you guys showing love to the channel, guys. Oh. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you for supporting this message and this channel. And we have gone for over 3 hours, and we still have almost 30 people in here. Woo-wee. I appreciate you guys rocking late with me tonight. What time is it? 6 o'clock. I need to slow things down here soon. I'm trying to finish up here real quick. Let's see here. Gonzo says, I don't want to die. I'll stay on MAT for life if I have to. If you're addicted to opioids, it's not a sustainable life. It's a horrible disease. Absolutely. I agree with you, my friend. I agree. So Josh says, yes, I have been taking 2 milligrams to supplement. So, okay, Josh, so I'm assuming that takes away the issues that you're having. Is that correct? How are you feeling once you take those 2 milligrams? Do all of those withdrawal symptoms go away? Oh, so Lord says, I just stopped tampering because I couldn't get lower, so I gave up. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think the only thing that happened there, Lori, is you didn't understand that you have to really slow down the taper once you get down to 1 milligram. I promise you, you're not going to have those issues if you go for if you're steady at 1 milligram. The next stop is zero point 0.9 milligrams, right? Not zero point 0.5, not half of a milligram. It's way too big of a jump. So if you understand that those lower doses you really got to be careful at those lower doses, then you can navigate the taper properly at that point. So Josh says, yes, it does. 2 milligrams does take away all the issues. So, Josh, sometimes people will say that they have issues for like a night or two, and then the next day they're fine. So if you can, try to skip some nights if you can, right? Try not to take 2 milligrams every day if you can, because then that's going to, I always say that every day that you can go without taking anything, that's one more day that you've rewired your brain to not have to rely on taking something every day, right? If you can do it, you can't. If you can't do it, you can't do it. But it sounds like your doctor needs to raise the dose next time. And then once they raise the dose, you should be good and not have those issues anymore. I'm honestly really surprised that the second shot didn't get you good, because like I said, you still have half of your first shot in you when you got your second shot. So I have heard of something like this happening before. So just know that you're not alone, and no, nothing's wrong with you. It just sounds like your doctor needs to raise the Sublocade dose a little bit more on your next shot. You guys are so far ahead of me still. I'm going to scroll up to y'all. Callie Love, good to see you, Callie. How you doing? There's the sponsorship from Bally again. Shout out to you for the super chat. Callie's got a birthday coming up tomorrow. It would be hard not to celebrate with a drink. Oh, it's not that cool, Callie. You don't need a drink. You'd be just fine. Have a drink of caffeine. So Lori says, I can't wait to try again. I would never have known that. I will watch the other taper video. Thank you, everyone, for the advice. So Lori, go back through my older videos. I have a lot of videos sharing what it was like for me to taper, right? I've done many taper videos on this channel. So scroll back through my video history. Don't look through the live videos because they're all long form videos like this. Go through the shorter videos back when my channel was new, and I had a lot of videos sharing my taper and what it was like to taper. So, and there are a lot of other videos on YouTube also sharing what their taper is like, right? But I'm very glad that we had this discussion, Lori, so you could understand why it was so hard for you when you did chop your dose down to a half of a milligram. A lot of people don't understand that Suboxone is a high power medication and that it has to be taken very seriously when tapering, right? It's something that I'd never knew either until I experienced it. I remember first time I tried jumping off at 3 milligrams thinking, oh, I'm only taking 3 milligrams. This will be easy to just stop taking. Boom, kicked my ass, right? Kicked my ass. I have that on video. You could find it. So then I was like, all right, well, I'll taper down to 1 milligram. That's got to be super easy to walk off. I tapered down to 1 milligram, kind of fast. It was too fast looking back. Now that we know and we have the information, you have to do a long, slow taper unless you're able to suffer, right? You can either pay with time or you can pay with suffering. You can pay with time and do a long, slow taper. Specifically towards the last 1 or 2 milligrams is when you really need to be patient. Or you can pay with suffering and just get it over with and take some time off of work and suffer it out for 2 or 3 weeks, right? But yeah, even tapered down to a quarter of a milligram, a quarter of 1 milligram, that does still have a withdrawal, guys. So keep that in mind. You got to taper down to a little speck of a little speck. Unless you've got some time off work that you can just get through it. So Josh says he did want me to do 300 for my second shot, but I wanted to keep going down. So yeah, honestly, I mean, I think maybe find a middle ground with that, Josh. I wouldn't have probably went for 300. I would have wanted to go for a 150 or a 200, right? So now that you know that 100 isn't enough, you know that you should boost your dose up for your next dose. And then once you get stable for a few months, then you could think about lowering your dose back down, right? So if it was me and I was in that position, Josh, honestly, I would do 150 or 200 milligrams for your next shot. And I bet you'd be boom, perfect. And then you can stop doing the extra supplementation. And then you can get involved with the quote unquote honeymoon period phase of Sublocade. And you'll be loving life for a while. And then when you're ready to come off of it, then you can get off of it, right? I love the way that you respond to each question and have very good reading comprehension and a way of explaining complex things simply. Thank you. That makes me feel good. I appreciate that. Yeah, and sometimes I have to improvise, right? Because sometimes either they're talk to texting and they've missed some words, and I have to kind of fill in the blanks and try to think about. And there's just so many different scenarios that, and that's why I always tell you guys that I don't give medical advice. I'm only going off of the couple sentences sometimes that people have asked me about. And so I know that there's a lot more complexity to everybody's situation. Everybody's situation is so different. That's why I always tell you guys to make sure that you talk to your doctor and to see what they say about what we talk about here. And remember, guys, that doctors don't know every little side effect and every little way that you're going to feel and all the little nitty gritty details that we talk about here on this channel. Because why? Because first of all, they don't have the time to understand every little medication that they prescribed in such a deep way that we do about Suboxone here, right? That's what specialty channels, I guess you could call them, for Suboxone. That's what channels like this are for, to help you understand, why am I feeling like such shit when I go from 1 milligram down to a half of a milligram? It's just a little tiny milligram. Why does it make that big of a difference? And that's what we talk about, stuff like that here on this channel. Ryan, what's up? Ryan says, hey buddy, I've been clean for a year now, but recently started flirting with small amounts again. What can I do to stop it before I'm hooked again? Addicted to anything that numbs my mind out. Wow. That's a hell of a comment, Ryan. Thanks for sharing that. What is it exactly that you are talking about? I don't know what substances you're talking about. Are you talking about Suboxone? Are you talking about opiate addiction? What is it that you're talking about? And how long were you addicted to whatever it is that you're talking about? Jason, what's up? Jason says, "Hey, I'm in on Sublocade. Can I get some advice? What's the best way to taper off Sublocade?" This is so much good info, Jason says. Thank you. I appreciate that. How long have you been on Sublocade, Jason, and what dose are you currently on? Hopefully your insurance is paying for Sublocade for you. Wow, guys, we have almost 30 people in here, and we've been on here for 3 hours and 15 minutes. This might be a record live stream. Your boy's voice is getting hoarse up in here. I'm really happy to see some new people on the channel, guys. Your boy's been working hard on this channel for the last 5 years, so it's nice to see some people, some new people coming in here. Ryan says subs and pain pills, and I was on both back and forth for 8 years. So what is it that you're having cravings for, Ryan? Is it subs or pain pills or both? And are you off all of them right now, or what? Let's see. Josh says, all withdrawals go away after taking the 2 milligrams. I suffer from chronic pain, which makes it hard. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So that makes things more complex, right? There's more things to think about. Yeah, guys, we're not really sure. We don't have a lot of information on as far as is Sublocade a good option for people who struggle with chronic pain. We're not, when I say we, I say this community here on this channel. We don't have enough information yet to know if it's the best idea for people who are trying to use it to help with their chronic pain. Technically, it should because it's a partial opiate, right? So it should help with chronic pain, but the fact that you don't feel Sublocade kick in like you feel Suboxone kick in, that might be some psychological disconnect type of things, or maybe it just doesn't work as good because it doesn't just kick in like Suboxone does. I don't know. We don't know that yet. All we can do is get some more information and feedback from you guys who are trying this. But hopefully your doctor understands what you're going through with the chronic pain, and hopefully they can make, because earlier I think it was Charles was saying his doctor didn't think Sublocade would work for him. So yeah. Josh says, thanks, I'll let you know. I totally know what you mean. Numbing out the mind and emotions for dealing with PTSD and issues that I've avoided for decades. Much love. I would trust an ex-drug addicted on how to get clean over a doctor. They don't understand how we feel or truly understand withdrawal and real addiction. That's a good point. That's a really good point. My doctor thinks I can just stop because I only take 2 milligrams. See, this right here is definitely something that a lot of people they're kind of mind blown, and I get it, right? I remember my doctor was saying the same thing. He's like, "Oh, you're only on this dose. You should be able to just get off easy. It shouldn't be that hard." No, dude. No, I'm telling you right now. If I jump off of Suboxone at a 1/2 milligram, it's going to be a rough withdrawal. And if you don't believe me, come on over and jump on in my skin, and so you can experience what I'm experiencing. And I get it, right? Because why would they think that? Well, they only make Suboxone in the lowest dose at 2 milligrams. And right there on the label, it says, do not cut this Suboxone 2 milligram strip, right? But clearly those people have never tried jumping off of Suboxone at 2 milligrams. That would be very, very challenging. He says the withdrawal, it's all in my head. No, it's not. I can guarantee you that. We've talked to thousands of people on this channel who have used and tapered and jumped off of Suboxone and got back on and tapered down and jumped back off. He doesn't understand how powerful bupe is. That's exactly right, Lori. That is exactly right. Does he not work with Suboxone very often? Is he just like a regular doctor? I find that, and even if they prescribe, even if it's MAT clinic, right, they still might not understand how challenging it is to get off the last little bit of Suboxone. With everybody that I've talked to over the years with Suboxone, I honestly really, I think if you're not good at handling withdrawal and you don't have a high tolerance for suffering and withdrawal, then it's best to taper yourself down to at least 1/4 milligram, guys. And that might sound extreme and it might sound impossible, but that's where we have seen people have the most success getting off of Suboxone and not having a horrendous withdrawal, is getting down to at least 1/4 milligram and staying there for a couple of months, right, before getting off. If you can get down to less than that, then even better, right? But we're literally talking about a crumb of a pill, guys. A crumb of a pill is what can keep you out of withdrawal. KG says, I wouldn't trust anyone that hasn't been through it. Yeah. A lot of people feel the exact same way. I agree. You have to go through it to understand, Ryan said. Most doctors don't know what they're talking about. They only know what their specialty is. Only an ex-drug addict can understand what it's like going through withdrawal. Kimmy still in the house says, yep, exactly. Marky says, support your boy on Cashapp, Kicking Addiction. Shout out to you, Marky. I appreciate that, brother. Don't forget to straddle the like button too. Kindly straddle the like if you could. Still got 24 people in here, guys. I'm loving this. I'm loving this. We've been going for 3 hours and 20 minutes. Woo-wee! We have 36 likes on the video. If we could get that baby to 40, I would really appreciate it. The channel record is 50 on a live stream. That was the channel record. We set that last week. So that was awesome. It's not like having a bad flu. At least with the flu, you can still get comfortable and snuggle up in a bed. In withdrawals, I'm tossing around like a fish, feeling hot and cold every second. Yes. And your legs feel like they're on fire because you have RLS. You don't get that shit with having the flu. And you're depressed. And your dopamine is through the floor. And 100 other things. You're crapping your pants out. You got the whole hot and cold flash. Like there's just so much to it. It's not just as simple as, well, just stop taking the medication. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Nice, man. 5 years is a great amount of time for your YouTube channel. Yeah, I've really been on this platform for quite a while and sharing my experience and talking to you guys and what you guys are going through. So it's been an honor to get to know you guys and to have the old people phase out and taper off and move on with their lives, and then have new people come in here as well, right? Because right now the fentanyl crap is just like worse than it's ever been. So I don't see these conversations going away anytime soon. These conversations are needed for a lot of people. So Ryan says, either one of them do what I'm looking for. And yes, I've been completely clean for a year until the past month. I've been doing odd, small amounts of either one. I can get easily 2 to 3 odd days a week. Wow. Yeah, I think it's cool that you're realizing that you can see the emergency flashers going off. Like, hey, this is starting to become an issue. I don't know. It's really hard for me to say on that one. Definitely, I would say take a low dose of Suboxone way before you would take street drugs like fentanyl, or if that's what you're taking, fentanyl. Stay away from the street drugs, because we know, guys, that this stuff can kill you in an instant, especially if your tolerance has dropped, right? If you're worried, if you keep having cravings, a small amount of Suboxone can go a long way as far as keeping your cravings at bay. If the choice is between a little bit of Suboxone every day and risking a relapse and death on fentanyl, it's not even comparable. I'm going with Suboxone 1,000 times out of 1,000. So I'm not sure if that's what your situation is and what you're comparing, but I think that's what you're saying. Yeah, KG, I feel you there, girl. I feel you. Yeah, sometimes they just don't really fully understand exactly what we're all going through. And I get it. There is a good amount of the withdrawal that comes through our head, right? But I mean, when we're talking physical RLS and your legs are on fire, that's not in your head. Yeah, she's like, I promise you, RLS is not in my head. These conversations and safe spaces free of guilt / shame and judgment are so necessary. I think it's going to be a growing thing throughout the next couple of decades. You're ahead of the curve. I appreciate that. And I hope so, right? There's not really a lot of channels that discuss the things that we're talking about here today. There are a few for sure, but there's not a ton of them out there. And I would like to see more channels talk about this stuff, because sometimes, it's not before it's too late before somebody could find a channel like this that could help them understand why they're feeling and going through the things that they're going through. So if you know somebody in your life that is struggling with opiate addiction, or they don't understand why they feel the way they do on Suboxone, or anything in between, or they're addicted to kratom and they don't understand the dose that they're taking, it could be anything like that, guys. Send them this channel. Tell them to come chat with us on a Wednesday live stream. Or you can just show them some of my other shorter videos, right? It doesn't have to be a 4-hour live stream that they sit through because not everybody wants to do that, and I get that. So Gonzo says, Kevin, did doing an intense leg workout help your RLS? It just made me sore and I still had RLS. So I actually recommend people stay away from doing hard leg workouts if they're on the borderline of having RLS, because for me, it made it way worse. With my legs just getting worked in the gym and also having to go through RLS from opiate withdrawal or Suboxone withdrawal, for me, it made it way worse. So I was always afraid to do leg day when I was going through withdrawal because, like I said, it made it worse for me. So I suggest not doing hard leg workouts if you're on the borderline of withdrawal. I think it makes it way worse. You said kratom doesn't help, but kratom helped my RLS. Maybe give it another shot. So yeah, kratom does help. Yes, kratom helps with the RLS because it does the same thing to your opioid receptors that Suboxone does, right? So painkillers, fentanyl, kratom, Suboxone, Sublocade, they all tell your brain that it's okay and your RLS goes away when you're on these medications. But the problem is when you stop taking the kratom, the RLS returns. Why? Because it stopped the RLS. It stopped the RLS for a reason, because it works, right? It works on your opiate receptors. Yes, Slomo says kratom helps withdrawal 100%. Yes, but it is important, guys, to remember that kratom does, in fact, hit your opiate receptors. So you just have to be really careful and be very cautious with the dose, like Slomo has been doing. He's been taking tiny little bits to just keep him out of the withdrawal range, right? Always track your doses on kratom too. Because yes, it works, but you have to remember it works because it's working on your opiate receptors. This channel is a church for all of us going through this battle together. I like that. So Gonzo says, I had to get a prescription for something called Rofinol. It's for Parkinson's, but it worked. I didn't do research on the side effects. I just wanted relief, but RLS is probably the worst part in my opinion. Yes, RLS for me is the same as the worst. So Ryan says, yes, workouts made it so much worse, the RLS. Yep, so same for me. So we got caught up in the live stream. We've been on here for 3.5 hours, guys. I'm going to go ahead and thank the sponsors of today's live stream. There were quite a few of you who were able to donate today, so I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. So today's sponsorships were from, looks like KG Smith was the sponsor of today's live stream. So shout out to you, KG Smith, with a $50 Cash App donation. Shout out to you, girl. I appreciate the love. Also, Kimmy B coming through with an awesome $30 Cash App donation. Shout out to you, Kimmy B. Hopefully you're still in here and hopefully everything's going good for you, girl. Also, we had Balliot Brand come through with a few $3 super chats. Shout out to you, my friend. Thanks for finding the channel and checking in with us. Mikey with a $3 super chat earlier. Falcons Cloud with a $5 super chat. We had Gonzo coming through with a $5 donation. Marky Rizzo with a $5 donation. Brandon with a $10 donation, and Lori with a $25 Cash App donation. So shout out to each and every one of you who showed love to the channel today. I really do appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for showing love with the sponsor bomb, baby. Remember, guys, we do these Wednesday live streams every single week. YouTube likely won't remind you, so you'll probably just have to remember, oh, it's Wednesday and Kev's usually on at this time. So we're on here at 3 p.m. Mountain Time, which is 4 p.m. Central, 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 2 p.m. for you Cali folk. So we're here every Wednesday talking about this stuff, guys. So if you recently found this chat or community, then be sure to come check in with us every week and give us your updates. If you have more questions or comments or concerns, this is the place to discuss this stuff. Keep in mind, guys, I'm going to be doing more short form videos to help grow the channel because unfortunately these long live streams aren't the best at having new people find you here on this YouTube's, especially like who's going to click on a 3-4 hour live stream with some strange random dude on the internet. Not many people. So that's why we rely so much on you guys smashing the like button, you guys sharing this channel, maybe sharing a short video with somebody who is on Kratom or who is on Suboxone or who is on Supplicate or whatever it is, right? Lots of videos on the channel about tapering. So you're more than welcome to go through and check out what my experience was trying to use Kratom to get off of Suboxone, or my experience with this or that. You know, I have a lot of videos. If you're bored, go check them out, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. See if there's any final comments I need to touch on real quick before we wrap it up here. Remember, guys, that Tara is doing the piggyback tonight, and what that means is the after party. So the people who want to keep the conversation going, it's going to be over on Tara's channel tonight. So she will be the piggyback for tonight. She is an awesome person. She is an awesome, very smart person. And she is well educated on the addiction issues, right? And she has a lot of history with her own addictions. So she's a great person. She's fun to watch and interact with. And she has lots of great ideas. And I just highly suggest you guys go check out her channel. Tara just posted a link to the after party. So make sure you guys go over there and subscribe to her channel. Make sure you guys check out Kimmy's channel as well and subscribe to her channel. It's right there on the screen, Kimmy's Playhouse. You can easily find her. You'll see me in her comments. You'll see me on Tara's channel as well, and other people's that we've spoke about, right? So this is a really long live stream. Roja said, I'll be back. Raja said, is it Raja or Roja? I think it's Raja. I'll be back next week. I'll be back home by then. I'll keep you updated. I should be 16 days clean and on day 17 by next week. All right. So when you go home, just think about us on this channel and keep yourself safe. And remember, do not relapse. If you need to start taking a little bit of Suboxone, a little bit goes a long way, but do not go back to those street drugs, okay? So I look forward to hearing your update with that next week, Raja. If you can do it without going the Suboxone route, then you will, in fact, save yourself a lot of time and hassle in the future. But the important thing is to keep yourself alive, and you do that by not relapsing to street drugs, right? So that is the number one important thing, so just remember that. Do not let the little devil trick you into thinking you can go have fun for a day or two and just move on with your life. That's not the way it works, unfortunately. Let's see here. Lori says, yes, she is. Ah, thanks, Kevin. You're the man. What about Oregon? What's up in Oregon? KG Smith says, Kevin, thank you for all you do. You are welcome, KG. Thanks for sharing us with us your update. Also, thanks for sponsoring today's live stream, KG Smith. I appreciate the love, girl. Hopefully, I will be able to check in on T's channel here in just a moment. I really need to get off and get my butt showered and head to the gym. I think Brandon is going to piggyback off the back of Tara tonight. So if you guys are really wanting to keep going and keep the conversation going and maybe switch it up with somebody else, a different host, then like I said, head on over to Tara's channel, and then maybe she'll pass it to Brandon after that if he ends up doing that. So turn on some chill music for the way out of here. Let's do this song. 3 hours and 33 minutes, guys. Thank you very much. I appreciate all the newbies in here today and also my old schools. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate everybody who has joined us for the last year, and I look forward to the new year and hearing what you guys are going through with your recovery. And I'm just excited to get to know more of you on this channel. So with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up in here, guys. Hope to see you guys on the next Wednesday live stream, and we'll see you soon. Bye.
If you smell what the rock is cooking.